scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive. You're selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
There you go, Alex Jones, everybody.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Will Bard. This is Cobra Confessional. I saw somebody mention the San Jose shipwreck. It's not that they just found it. They found it like in the 80s or some shit. It's just I guess Colombia's making a move to pull it up. The new Colombian president said he wants it pulled up before the end of his term. Yeah, they found it in the 80s. A U.S.-based company discovered it and turned over its coordinates to Colombia, and they were supposed to receive half the money. Then Colombia at the time said they didn't want to do it, right? Then in 2015 or 2016, sometime around there, I'm real big into like treasure hunting stuff. Like I'm a member of a forum and shit. I don't ever do it, but I just think it's interesting. But in like 2015, 2016, it may be like 2018, 2019, Colombia, the president of Colombia at that time was like, our Navy found it. But it was actually, if you just look it up, there's like reports of 1980, a U.S. company, I can't remember the name of the company, found it. But then in 2015, they're like, oh, our Navy found it. It was weird. The 30 some years later, they're just like, we found it, but it's the same shipwreck, same spot, same everything. I don't know. So the company's in a legal battle, or at least the last time I looked into this was, the company's in a legal battle with Colombia because when the company found it and gave the coordinates to Colombia because it was closest off their shore, or their sovereign shore, when they were in a legal battle with them about it now, because when they gave them the coordinates, the only reason they went to Colombia is, again, because it was the closest shore. And when they gave it to them, under the pretense that they would get half, they'd split it, right? Because there's like salvagers' rights in the ocean. So if you're the person who finds a shipwreck and you go down and get a bunch of fucking coins and shit, it's basically yours, right? So the company was like, I think they had something to do with oil or some shit like that, or I can't remember. But they found it and said, hey, we want half of it, but here it is. And then 30-something, they decided they never went and got it. And then 30 years later, he's like, oh, the Navy found it. It was weird. But yeah, that's the San Jose shipwreck. A lot of people have known about it. It's actually not far from Panama and Panama City either. If you find the location on a map, But yeah, it's off the coast. It's the closest place it is to Colombia, but it's not far from like Panama and shit. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. I'm Will Bard. This is Cold Beer Confessional. The first song was Flagpole Sitta. And then the next one was the Alex Jones indie folk music. Thank you all for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with me. I worked 9 hours today, so starting a little bit late. That's part of it. This is a Kick-only stream. You're welcome to share it. I would actually appreciate if you share it out. Share the link somewhere, post it, try to get people to come over. That'd be great since we're only on Kick. But this time, there will be a replay on YouTube. Last night, there's no YouTube replay because we started really late. We started like 11, and it was more like a hangout show, but there will be a replay of this one. We've got Phil forgot to make his Q&A supporters only. So somebody sent me the link a couple of days ago. Then Mariah sent it to me again today. She found it somewhere. So we'll probably check that out. What else? Oh, if you want to contribute to the stream. I know the holidays are coming up. Money's usually tight for everybody around the holidays, trying to get all the Christmas shopping and travel and all that stuff done. But if you want to support the stream, you're more than welcome to at coldbeer.fund. The best way is just go to Buy Me a Coffee. That's probably the simplest way. But if you want to leave a dono clip, don't let me discourage you from that. I love the audio and video submissions from the dono clip. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome. What else? That's about it. Go to coldbeer.fund, buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer, and we'll check out some of these videos. I actually pulled up some videos for you guys that I thought were interesting. First of all, this is a very weird TikTok channel with weird life hacks that I don't think they work, and also weird sound effects. So check out this weird ass video. The San Jose shipwreck is what we were talking about. We're post hole digging. Weird sound effect. Auger. Weird sound effect. No cash. Weird sound effect. So they throw him a bicycle crank and a drill that they haven't made in 25 years. Weird sound effects. Got it. Someone mentioned that the San Jose shipwreck off the coast of Colombia was just found, but it was actually found in the 80s. But they're going, I guess they're going to pull it up. The new president's got a feather in his hat about it. Okay. Sound effects. Junkyard Wars was cool. He's going to try to make an auger out of this, but... Gives a fuck if it's... Okay. For the record, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, we see Phil's Telegram page too. Asking for bounty or whatever he's doing. Yeah, I'm sure somebody's going to replicate a video that doesn't fucking work. Thanks for the heads up. Fucking retard. All thread and sound effects.
Oh.
Well, that was easy, Mando. Go be a bitch somewhere else. Hide. It's actually a single speed crank. Okay. I just like his sound effect. Like all his sound effects are but this clearly isn't going to work. Like, first of all, when we see it work, he's like in the softest soil ever. And we see him dig down about a half an inch, and then suddenly the camera cuts, just like it cuts when he's supposedly using his file to round this. That'd be a long time to round that piece of, well, it's probably fucking 3/4 inch all thread, maybe 7/8. But it would it would take a while to do that, but we just get cuts and it's already done, right? Now they probably got an auger in the background. I don't think any of them speak English. A lot of these, Ollie has been watching these. The other day, he's like, you want to make an ice cream dispensing machine? And he's like, it's easy. You just take ice cream and you put it in the back of a cardboard box and you cut some slots and you draw a button on it. And like all these fake, it's like they're like fake life hack videos. And their goal is just to get you to watch them for a long time. But a lot of them don't speak English, I'm assuming. So they just make sound effects. Tim the Tool Man. I like Tim the Tool Man. Tim the Tool Man Taylor. I love that show. Home Improvement. I don't know when they stopped recording. Hold on. I've only ever seen reruns. I don't think I ever watched it while I was aired from September 90 till 99. There's a chance I would have been 10 years old, but I think I've only ever seen reruns, but I loved it. When he gets in the weird competition with like Bob Vila and the neighbor won't show his face. That was a cool show. I liked it. And they were always really building hot rods like in the background of that show, like the Austin Healey and the 34 Ford or whatever he builds to race Bob Vila. Like all those cars were really built, and Tim still owns them. I saw a tour of his garage the other day. Right, Mr. Wilson. What's her name was on there, right? Pamela Anderson got like a big boost from like starting there or whatever. She was like one of the tool girls before she did Playboy or anything. All right, here we go. Ready for the test? First of all, this soil's already disturbed. Now, it could be from where they plowed this field, but this soil does not look the same as this soil down here. See how much darker this is? This has been turned over, scattered. They might have even dug a hole already. All right, so, whoa! Look at all the dust it throws, though. But it didn't dig at all. Oh, there's about an inch and a half. It doesn't even fully cover the crank. Oh, now we're 6 feet in the ground, boys. Now his post just falls in. Look at that. But he spent 4.5 hours building this contraption that doesn't work. He had post hole diggers, which are actually really good for this. Now he just shakes his head a couple times. Okay, this is air conditioner. Instant. Forever cold air hack. God damn, that was a good one. Hold on. They all have the same empty wallet with a hole in the bottom of it. Yeah, we'd have to get fucking Mando back in here to spec him out a crank for his fucking earth auger. Okay. He reminds me of like modern day cavemen because none of them they never say any words, they just grunt and shit. They're like, ugh, fire, good. It says Home Improvement only had 8 seasons, but it seems like it just seems like there was a lot more. I like it. I've seen all the episodes, but not as much as I like seeing The Office or like Friends. So it's not like I can name everything that happens on every episode, so it's still surprising when I get depressed and start watching fucking Home Improvement again. When I get, for some reason, I don't know if this is common, but when I get like fucking like upset or depressed or like shit's not going right and it kind of spirals with my PTSD, I always revert back to like what I did and enjoyed when I was a kid. It's weird. I don't want an adult no more. What about when you pepper spray yourself just to see if it still works, Miss Press? You forgot to tell people about that. That's a hobby of yours. Oh my God. No, don't hit. No. Don't do it, bro. What is that? Oh my God. And you destroyed a fork for this. Is that for your zip ties? Infinite AC hack. This man's living in like 2045 over here. It's a wonder she didn't fire this motherfucker up. So it's pumping, it's sucking air out of the cooler and blowing it at him. But that blown air is also blown into the cooler. It's an infinite AC hack. It's a wonder she didn't send us into a fucking ice age with this. It would just get substantially cooler and cooler and cooler and cooler until he freezes the whole world down. He's lucky. I feel like this is something one of my kids would build in Roblox. Solve global warming. That's it. So that's the pressure side that goes into a cooler. See, I'm telling you, he's fucking around with hard sciences here. I've seen, well, I think everybody's done a swamp cooler. Well, I think everybody's seen somebody do a swamp cooler. I've seen the videos on them. Where you just blow through like a, you know, an ice chest. They actually make like a, they make like a $300, $500 one now. It's not, it's got all these people supporting it. It's on TikTok. Let me see. A swamp cooler just blows ice through ice or something cold. The problem is, when you do it, it adds a bunch of humidity, which makes you feel hotter, even if it does technically like these. Even if it does technically like blow cold air, it becomes so sticky eventually. But there's a company that makes them now that they're expensive, but they actually have like, they plug up and actually have cooling in them. Let's see, portable cooler maybe? They were advertising forever on TikTok. Is that it? Icy Breeze, that is it.
Cooler, but they just don't work in humid areas. But this is a cooler with a real... I've always liked the idea of a swamp cooler, but they just don't work in humid areas. But this is a cooler with a real air conditioner. It works by running...
See, it's actually got a heat exchanger built into it, right? Or a set of coils or whatever.
Cold water through a coil and actually removes the humidity of the air, so you get truly air-conditioned air. I'm going to add a small amount of water to the fill line, then add the icy...
So basically, it's pumping that water through coils that the air is drawn over that actually get really cold. They're just like copper coils, and it works as a fucking. It needs power, obviously, to run the fan. It's built in, so it works as a cooler as well. You can still put your drinks and ice and shit in there. Plus, it comes with like a car adapter where you run it in your car, I guess, if you're living in
icy
it.
block, and then top off with as much ice as you want. You can add drinks and other items you want to keep cold.
So it's a cooler.
Battery you can install,
I didn't even know it came with a battery.
You don't need to plug it in if you're going somewhere without power. The top of the cooler is really hot sitting in the sun, but it blows cold air. You can extend the vent and get an add-on kit if you and a buddy both need to be cooled at the same time. This splitter is keeping Minion cool.
We used to rig up shit like this, like swamp cooler like things, to run up our fucking pants leg when we sit in fucking Humvees and MRAPs and shit.
At the same time, it keeps me cool. Comes with a 12-volt adapter, but you can also get an AC plug as well as battery chargers. You can also get a remote
athletes, like retired NFL and NBA athletes.
Switch to control it with.
Shit.
At the end of the day, it's a cooler with a built-in air conditioner, and it's perfect for summer. Check it out.
Icy Breeze AC. That says $289. I thought it was more expensive than that, which maybe it's come down some now, and it is still Black Friday, Cyber Monday. What was I probably looking at? I guess the V2. I don't know. $300 for it. It's $300 with just a car adapter and for 12-volt power supply. If you want a 110 or 220, you add 35. A battery, you add 70. A bigger battery, you add 100. Plus, you can get a 4-foot extension tube, a dual AC kit, an IC block, an 8-foot corded remote, and super speed power port and 12-volt charger. 30. So it looked like the one he had was all decked out because it had all the USB shit. It had the double pops. It had the IC block. His was all decked out, but $300 for the thing. But I mean, ultimately, it's still a cooler as well, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. It's not like you're changing a cooler into something else. It's still technically a cooler, and you can still hold drinks in it. Because most of the like swamp coolers or whatever, you don't even want to open them. And they make the air so humid because they're actually blowing moist air instead of actual cooled air. They're blowing cooled air, but it's also holding a lot of moisture. All right, back to this guy. I want to hear more sound effects. I feel like we haven't heard one in a while. Okay. And, oh my God. Infinite AC.
No.
It works. If you don't live in a real humid area, it probably works really good. It gets real humid here in Tennessee, so even though it's blowing cool air, if you're right on top of it, it feels good, but the area, it may drop the temperature a couple degrees, but it actually feels hotter because you're fucking sweating because it's so humid. Uh-oh. Ice block. Ice bucket challenge. Oh. He didn't even break it. Hammer, good. Okay. Here we go, boys. Let's hack it. Like I said, even Ollie gets hooked on these. I've gotten hooked on ones, especially when I think they're cooking something new or like some type of hack to cook something I eat, but like cook it faster or whatever. Then it turns out I just watched for like 30 minutes for something that doesn't even fucking work. They just made it up.
Eu não te falei, pai, que você foi enganado quando você comprou seu carro novo? Enganado.
Okay. Yori, you want to translate?
Eu não te falei, pai, que você foi enganado quando você comprou seu carro novo? Enganado? Você tá de brincadeira, meu filho. Esse carro tá aqui na oficina.
Oh, they got a hack where they're going to unplug their fucking check engine light.
Não é um problema simples não, pai. Porque
I hate when they squeak too, Miss Priss. Are you talking about like when they squeak on it, like real high pitched squeak on each other? I hate that noise.
olha o que eu descobri. Você tá vendo o que fizeram aqui
He's
atrás?
gonna pull the check engine light bulb.
Aqui atrás, existem os buraquinhos onde dentro deles vai umas luzinhas que se iluminam,
Yori speaks all languages.
indicando quando o seu carro tem algum problema. E olha o que fizeram aqui, pai. Presta muito.
I remember one time when I was in high school, we were all real big into fishing, and we'd go everywhere fishing, and it was like a bragging thing. And like that was like all I did for like a year. When I wasn't working or playing football, I just fished. And I had a buddy with me, and we went in together and bought a John boat. And I had just bought a brand new bait caster because we were going to the lake, and it was Abu Garcia reel. It was kind of an expensive reel. It's like maybe $150, and probably on like a $40 or $50 rod. And I had just bought it, and I was driving the truck. It was my truck, and I was picking up the boat, so I had to back in. He had to put it on the trailer, crank it up, blah, 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 bring it out of the water. He locks it down. One of the things we had is he had brought a styrofoam ice chest, and the way the ice chest was made, it was styrofoam, but it was like more durable, so it had like 2 rope handles that you could pick it up from the side from. They like went through it. And it was a little bit more durable. Like it had like little protectors where the rope handles wouldn't rip through, like little plastic protectors. And then it had like a couple almost like bungee straps built into the lid. And somehow when he was getting everything together, he had a carabiner on like the straps or the handle or the straps on the lid, I think. And he had also, when he was hooking something to it, like his tackle bag or something, he had also hooked my line from my brand new fishing pole somehow and got it in this carabiner that was on the lid of the it might have been on the handle. It might have been on the bottom of the styrofoam cooler, and it was just empty. Anyways, all I know is I'm going out the interstate at like 70 miles an hour, pulling the fucking boat, and we're just talking or whatever. And I was actually asking him about the boat, something about, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you make sure to do this? And he's like, yeah, I got it. And then he started talking about something else. And out of the corner of my eye in the rearview mirror, because I'm looking straight down the road, out of the corner of my eye, I see something go whoof, straight up in the air. Straight up in the air. And I'm like, what the fuck? Turn around and look. And it was either the lid or the cooler. It caught air out of the back of the pickup truck and was like a fucking parachute. And it, poof, gone, right? And my fishing pole. And I think his tackle bag or something was with it. Now, the good part was it was like a parachute, right? So, like, when it went up, it come, like, softly back down. I was, like, on the brakes hard, like, trying not to lock it up, lose the trailer, lose the boat. I have a fucking fishing pole just went missing. So, it landed pretty gently, and it seemed like it was probably okay to run back there and get until the tractor and trailer ran over it with, like, all the wheels on, like, fucking 9 wheels on one side. Every wheel fucking hit right on top of the fucking reel. I was so pissed over something so stupid, but I was pissed. Here are other weird skits that literally aren't real, but people think they are. Oh my God, help me. What is this? Help me on a napkin? On a plane? I guess my biggest confusion with this is how did she get, first of all, obviously you can get a plane set. Second of all, obviously you can get friends and actors and volunteers, but this is clearly fake. So either one, she was on an actual plane and got people to agree to make this TikTok with her, actual travelers, or two, she probably had to pay to rent a set, pay for actors, pay for all this, and how much does it pay in views? You just watch. It's clearly fake. I think this girl, she's whispering, I think this girl might be in trouble. She wrote me a note that said, help me. That's the flight attendant, clearly. Wait till you see the flight marshal here. Or the air marshal. I couldn't think of the name.
Is everything okay yet?
Oh, we're great.
Okay. Is everything okay?
So he's the creepy bastard who's kidnapping this girl and taking up 2 seats, clearly.
Yeah.
So he says, yeah, she's good too. And the flight attendant said I was asking her. And she says, yeah, I'm good. What makes me, first of all, I can't wrap my head around how they paid for all of this and hope to recoup their money with a viral video, unless they're just all volunteers and they all do this and post it on all their channels or something. And then second of all, it also makes me upset because these are the videos that convince the fucking middle-aged white women in America that they're all being targeted to be trafficked. There's a leaf underneath my windshield wiper where it is fall. No, that's how they mark your car. They're probably going to follow me home and put a zip tie on my fucking pool noodle. What does that mean? They're coming back. Can meet me in the shitter. Bathroom. I'm sorry. Bathroom. Okay, we're passing a note again. She sees it. She gives a thumbs up. Take it back. Take it back. Hurry. All right, so he's not going to notice you get up and then her get up immediately afterwards.
Okay, something's wrong. I just told her to go to the bathroom, okay? Can you just let her in there whenever she comes in here?
The flight attendant has way too much concern on her face. Way too much concern. I mean, like, give her an E for effort, but it's way too much. You'll notice in all of these videos, everybody must carry a black marker because they've all got one. All right, so she's gonna hide in the shitter here. No, non-occupado. Yes, how else would they pass notes, Austin? Jesus, keep up.
I'm just making sure she gets there.
Okay.
So that was the guy speaking again. That was his voice saying, I'm just making sure she gets there. So he walked her to the bathroom and everybody was cool with that. Okay, now we'll go to part 2. The flight attendant shoves her in the bathroom while not letting the guy see in there. But he's standing right outside the door waiting on her. I'm making sure everything comes out all right. Sometimes she needs a hand or a pry bar. Oh, here's where it starts going off the fucking rails. As if everybody carrying a Sharpie, as if the note passing, as if them both going to the bathroom, as if the flight attendant and her whispering, as if that didn't get them caught. Instead of doing something or figuring out what's going on or talking to each other, they're just going to swap places. Give me your hat, your mask, your hoodie, and I'll give you my clothes, and then we'll swap places. I don't think this isn't a PSA. It's very poorly done. I mean, I'm sure they made money. I can't see how many views they got from this page, can I? TikTok on the, but I should be able to from their, hold on, from their homepage, if I can find it. There's a fake hospital one. The fake hospital ones kind of piss me off too, because there are people that are struggling, you know what I mean, or that are terminally ill or whatever. The fake hospital ones are pretty shitty. Fake marriage proposals. See, all these just have like thousands of views. I mean, I don't see any that's got like millions of views that would actually, you know, pay a substantial amount. 3,000 views is, I got videos with 3,000 views on them, and I suck at TikTok. Yeah, I don't see shit that's got good views. How many followers do they have? Got the answer I was told once, when you can't figure out what's actually going on, when it just like something on social media blows your mind and you're like, why the fuck does this exist? Who the fuck watches this? The answer is always kids. Kids.
I don't go to your house to play Halloween.
No one even points out that she's clearly holding a camera on a phone in front of her face the whole time this is happening.
You're good at your job, I guess.
I am very
Make sure she gets back first.
Just tell the flight attendant to get the air marshal. How did they even know there's an air marshal on the flight? Well, first of all, air marshals always try to blend in. They're not uniformed. They do carry a badge and a gun. Obviously, they're the only people that carry a gun on a plane. But wait till you see how this one's dressed in this fucking mythical situation here.
So you're just saying here.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Still with a phone in front of her face. Now, again, still with a phone in front of her face, like the captor isn't going to know. He doesn't see you holding your phone? Or is it strapped to your head? He doesn't see that?
In.
He says in, sit, heel, bag, roll over, play dead. Black guy's not supposed to be looking around at the camera. Dude, is this your first day on set?
More trips this trip.
No more trips this trip. That's what all captors say. Now she's going to turn around with her phone and hold it up and record the actual victim and the flight attendant and the air marshal, and he doesn't notice this. The captor doesn't notice this. No more trips this trip. I'm going to have to remember that line next time I kidnap somebody. I seriously was. I did hear that from someone. Someone personally told me, and then I saw a big influencer say that. Whenever there's like this unanswered viral trend that's going on, and you can't explain it any other way, like you're like, I would never find this funny or interesting or viral. I would never watch this on my own. This is the dumbest thing I've ever been suggested. Why does it have 17 billion views? The answer is always a age bracket that you cannot relate to. Okay. The flight attendant, victim. Okay, here comes Here comes Samuel L. Air Marshal. This guy. What is that uniform? What are you wearing, bro? You just got rank all over the place. That's some Air Force rank. Is that the Detroit Red Wings logo? What is that one?
Excuse me, sir. You need to come with me.
The Air Marshal. Excuse me, sir. I'm going to need you to come with me on a random trip. We got it from a girl from the shitter. Seems like you're kidnapping people and I'm taking you to the ground. We're going to jump off this plane.
There seems to be a misunderstanding.
There's a misunderstanding. Come on. Come on.
Sure.
Walk straight.
Hey, no picture.
Don't tell me no. Keep walking.
By the way, he said, hey, no picture, while he was getting up and being arrested by the air marshal with all the rank on his chest. He's got nothing on his sleeves, nothing on his back. He's wearing a black puffy jacket with 4 different fucking ranks on his chest. Air Marshal. Air Marshal.
Are you okay?
Everybody hug. So there you go. More fake content that nobody can fucking explain. I don't know what else I got here. Not that one. Oh, here's one. I have to tell you though, this guy's trip to Iraq and my trip to Iraq seem to differ quite a bit.
This is the sneakiest scam I encountered as a tourist in Iraq. You get beckoned inside this falafel shop and everyone in there starts acting super nice and interested in you. Thank you, bro. They start making up your falafel Subway style. You don't really know what any of the ingredients are. Some of that, some of that, some of that. It's a finished product. But to be fair, it was super delicious. So when you're done, you ask where do you pay, and they point to the guy outside, and this is where they really get you. You hand this guy a bill, and he won't accept your money. And you keep trying and trying, and they insist that you're a guest.
A guest? I feel like they called me infidel and invader a lot, but I mean, maybe people have different trips to Iraq.
I guess people feel welcome whenever a lot of people don't think they can come here and travel, but
That's how we are.
no wonder people don't want to travel to the Middle East. This
Makes
is the
sense.
sneaky.
Sounds good. I hate this fake voice. Listen to the tone of his voice, like when he's talking to this guy, and then when he's doing the voiceover. He's like that one that does the creep. This is the creepiest 10 most haunted videos in the world. This one is from a church cathedral. Like I hate the voiceover voice. I don't know what it is. It sucks.
This is the sneakiest scam I encountered as a tourist in Iraq. You get beckoned inside this falafel shop and everyone in there starts acting super nice and interested in you.
Dude, if I was American in Iraq, like I'm not saying like all Iraqi people are something or this way or that, but there's still a very, very serious terrorist ties in Iraq, including remnants of ISIS, ISIL, whatever you want to call them. Not to mention all the shit from Iran. I would be terrified of someone finding out I was from America or hearing me speak and getting fucking Allah Akbar on the evening news.
They start making up your falafel Subway style. You don't really know what any of the ingredients are. Some of that, some of that, some of that. It's a finished product. But to be fair, it was super delicious. So when you're done, you ask where do you pay, and they point to the guy outside, and this is where they really get you.
See, his voiceover voice is not the same as his regular fucking voice.
You hand this guy a bill, and he won't accept your money. And you keep trying and trying, and they insist that you're a guest. Make us people feel welcome whenever a lot of people don't think they can come here and travel, but
That's how we are.
no wonder people don't want to travel to the Middle East. This is the sneakiest scam I encountered as a tourist in Iraq. You get beckoned.
Okay, well there you go. Got scammed in Iraq, I guess. Shit, I shouldn't have closed that. History, open that back up. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go back to it. All right, let's hop to the we'll hop to the Phil video. If you want to support the stream, go to coldbeer.fund. We greatly appreciate it. Stream's funded by guys like you, and that's how I pay my bills. So don't forget to go to coldbeer.fund and help us out. I appreciate it. This guy's got a really cool channel. He buys shit at auction that he doesn't know if it's going to run or not. And like out of fields, the shit that hasn't run for years, so he gets it running on his channel. It's a really cool channel. It's called Diesel Creek if you're interested. Anyways, Phil's Q&A that he forgot to make private or members only or whatever.
Locals, and we're going to do a Q&A. All right, guys, if you're not going to tune in,
So we can back up and see the end of the stream we watched, Fall Guys.
I'm sorry, down in the comments, both listed on DLive and on Rumble. You could click that link. It'll take you right to local.
To be fair, there's a lot of places in the Middle East, especially if you're a dude, that seem like they're fun. Like if you had like a getaway, went there to gamble. I don't know that I would live there, especially with the cost of living. But if I was a multi-millionaire, billionaire, it'd be a place to go. There's even probably some places it's not that bad for a woman, but they seem far and few between, and they're like tourist areas. Like I just wouldn't be. He was in fucking Baghdad. There's no fucking way I'd be in Baghdad or to Crit or anywhere. I'm not doing it.
You could sign up there. The link, if you just want me to say it to you, is philgodlewski.locals.com. That'll take you there. It takes about 3 minutes to sign up. $15 for a 1 month subscription, $130, I think. And there's a Black Friday special coming up too, I think. They just emailed me and asked me if I would do it.
A Black Friday special. They emailed me and asked me if I would do it. They emailed me and asked me if I'd do a Black Friday, and I said, yes, I will. The owners of Locals emailed me. He doesn't realize that it's an automated email that goes out and says, get ready for Black Friday, slash your prices now. I got like 40 of them from all the fucking websites and shit we've got in the merchandise store. He doesn't remember it.
Discount for Black Friday, and I said yes. So they'll credit your account if you sign up now.
This is where he said that the Karen with the glasses, I was saying it in jizz, okay? I said it in jizz.
I'll credit your account, so big deal. Okay. What about the Q clock running out? What about it?
So this is the end of the last stream. We saw this.
Q clock runs out. Did you see that eerie face I did there? It was like a...
All that means about the Q clock,
right now.
I said that when we watched the last stream. All that means about the Q clock is he hasn't come up with a good lie about it yet. What does it mean? What do you think happens? Oh, you see how I did that there? You see how I made that face? What do you think happened? Do your research. He'll have a lie by next week.
On Rumble and on DLive, and I'm going to stay live on Locals and we're going to do a Q&A. All right, guys, if you're not going to tune in over there, thank you for tuning in tonight. Love you guys. I will see you soon. Probably going to do another live, maybe by the weekend, if not early next week. We'll see how it shakes out. Love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
It depends. It depends on what country. A lot of, I think recently there was a news story. Hold on. I think it was in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, here we go. So there's a chess champion, and it says chess champion to miss Saudi Arabia tournament over women's rights. Anna Musichuk won't defend her title because she doesn't want to be treated like a secondary creature. A two-time world chess champion has said she will not defend her titles at a tournament held in Saudi Arabia because of the way the kingdom treats women as secondary creatures. Anna Musichuk of Ukraine turned down the chance to travel to the event despite modest signs of reform in the kingdom under the young crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman. Exactly 1 year ago, I won these two titles and was about the happiest person in the chess world, but this time I feel really bad. I am ready to stand for my principles and skip this event where in 5 days I was expected to earn more than I do in a dozen of events combined. The Saudis are believed to have paid $1.5 million to host the championship for the first time. They do have a younger prince right now that is easing up on it, but it's not a lot. It's very slow. The sports governing body, FIDE, F-I-D-E, had claimed a measure of success in persuading Saudi authorities to allow female competitors to compete in high-necked white blouses and blue or black trousers instead of full-body dresses or abayas. However, they were allowed to wear high-necked white blouses and blue or black trousers. However, for Musichuk, it was not enough. I'm going to lose 2 world championship titles one by one just because I decided not to go to Saudi Arabia, not to play by someone's rules, not to wear abaya, and not be accompanied getting outside, and altogether not to feel myself a secondary creature. Not to be accompanied getting out. I guess you meant going outside. It's probably a bad translation. So she's basically saying that she would have had to have a man with her anytime she went outside. And so she didn't go to the tournament. Lost her 2 world titles, but stood up for what she believed in. In October, it was announced that strict segregation laws in Saudi Arabia were to be relaxed to allow women into sports stadiums for the first time. So just in October, women were allowed to watch sports in a stadium for the first time. The kingdom is also expected, but has not yet, lifted a public ban on cinemas and has began encouraging misgender celebrations. Usually when you have a party, it'd be like the females do it at the house, the guys go to the club. 2 years ago, chess itself was the subject of religious condemnation in Saudi Arabia, where senior cleric Grand Mufti Sheikh Abdulaziz al-Sheikh said the game was forbidden in Islam because it wasted time and could lead to rivalry and gambling problems. But in September, Prince Mohammed promised that his kingdom, long seen as an exporter of puritanical Islam espoused by jihadists worldwide, would return to what we were before, a country of moderate Islam that is tolerant of all religions and to the world. The chess tournament has already been dogged by tensions, including an alleged refusal to give Israeli player visas, and doubts over whether Iranians and Qataris would come. Israel's Chess Federation said it was seeking compensation from FIDE over the visa rejections. Damn. The other story was Israeli chess players denied visas for an event in Saudi Arabia. That was from 5 years ago. But, damn, that's wild. All right, back to Phil.
It is a happy day because he lived. I'm trying to say that one more time. And
no, they would have to maybe it changed this year, but even in the picture, where's this picture from though? Oh, so she went and played in Iran last year. So she went and played in Iran last year and wore a fucking headdress because she couldn't have her hair uncovered, her head uncovered. But she decided not to play in Saudi Arabia this year. Kind of a weird flex, but okay.
I will see you guys sometime early next week. Have a good night.
Usually they require I'm pretty sure Saudi Arabia requires it as well. 2023 chess tournament. Let's see. We'll grab some images from it. Because I think it already happened. It looks like maybe their heads are uncovered. But it also looks like maybe that's just inside the arena. Saudi deaf female chess team aims to make right moves and debut continental tournament. No. Chess champion, world chess champion brings this Saudi Arabia. Let's see if this image is from there, if it's from somewhere else. The World Chess Championship taking place at Apex Convention Center in Riyadh. Yeah, so it looks like they let them, if this is it, if this image is it, open image, a new tab, then it looks like not everybody did. Because that Riyadh, or whatever the city's name is, that's definitely in Saudi Arabia. So maybe this looks like a picture from the event, so maybe they didn't have to. Maybe. Iran is worse. Iran is, it's got, religious political leaders, the Ayatollah, and it's a lot more strict, even though they claim that the upper class of Iran is allowed to break all the fucking rules, but the lower class are literally browbeaten into fucking Islam and like still do public stonings and shunnings and crazy shit, right? The this was just an interesting fact. I actually found it from a white supremacist, but it was an interesting fact. The upper class of Iran, you wouldn't even know that they were from the Middle East. They look white. They look almost fucking like maybe white with a tan, or maybe like half white, half Italian. But the upper class, they kind of dress how they want, do what they want. Kind of shun the rules if you got enough money. But the lower class, the average person is fucking browbeaten into fucking Islam over and over and over again.
Locals, guys, you should still be there, right? Oh yeah, look at that audience. It's a big audience. It's a big audience. Static.
Yeah,
First thing I see is
that's
static,
true.
static.
JR. I don't know what to call you. JRR. So there was a time not that long ago that Iran was actually like cultural revolution. There's pictures from like the 60s or 70s. I don't know, sometime around there, where like their women are walking down the street with like the latest hairdo, no head covering. They're in like t-shirts and blue jeans. It looked like you took a picture in fucking California or something. But it's changed since then.
Seriously? All right, let's try this. Let me try this on. Oh no.
Here we go. Static? We got static? Seriously?
Okay, good.
Kidding me?
Good. No static. Okay, good. All right. So we do a Q&A. That's what we do. This is part of your package. Part of what you subscribe for.
And Carrie comes on, not to be confused. SnaggleToof.
A little bit more access to me. We tried doing this a couple different ways. We tried a texting line a couple years ago. That was a disaster, an absolute disaster. So having these short little Q&As, gives you a little bit of, oh, Carrie, you're being summoned.
Can I get a chair?
I have to get you a chair.
I'm not standing.
That just made this whole thing so much worse. Now I have to get a chair.
Do you want to stand?
No, I don't want to stand.
Yeah.
If I get up to get you a chair, you can't sit in this chair.
Oh, that's not true.
It's not. Lord, grant me serenity, accept things that cannot change.
You gotta get me a chair.
That's fine.
Oh, let me go here. This is fun.
No, it isn't.
I don't know how he does this stuff. Hi, guys.
I don't know how he sits in front of a camera and lies. I don't know how he does this stuff. I don't know how he does it.
I know I look better in this chair than he does.
No, you don't.
You got me a chair, no back?
Why do you need a back?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I might have to go with that because I can't see that far. Okay.
Just got a little pooch on him there. What is that? You put on a little weight? Is that your field of greens coming in?
No back?
Why do you need a back?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
He's getting a little Santa happy, huh? Look at him there.
See that far.
He got a little gut there, don't he? A little bit. Is he showing? Does anybody know when the shower is?
I've done that before. You guys have seen me do that before. Love your shirt, Carrie. What's it say?
Mary.
I thought her name was Carrie, not Mary. That was a failed attempt at humor.
Judging by the nude photos I saw of her, I thought her name would be like Jim or Thomas, not Carrie, but whatever.
No, you don't.
You got me a chair, no back?
Why do you need a back?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I might have to go with that because I can't see that far. Okay. Ow.
Oh shit, she's talking
I've done that
like
before. You guys have
I
seen me
was
do that before. Love your shirt, Carrie. What's it say? Mary. I thought her name was Carrie, not Mary.
or Jerry. Jerry's more likely.
Failed attempt at humor.
They don't even feel like real humans, right? The way they interact, the way they try to act like, I don't know. The way they try to act like they have emotion and shit's going on and they're trying to be real. They don't feel like real humans. Which hell, I mean, Mariah was on the show the other night. Maybe me and Mariah don't feel real. But it almost feels like, I don't know. It feels like bad acting. Really bad acting. Like, okay, you guys pretend to be like a, husband and wife who like joke around and get along. And it feels like really, really bad acting.
All right, what are we going to do? Just like random questions?
I guess. I can't see that. I have to read them.
I have to read them. Carrie's eyes are not good anyway.
No.
Let's put this like this. Right there. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so
I know it's so hard. That guy just gave you a $1 tip. And he said you're beautiful.
Aw.
No, I made that up, but he's probably thinking that.
Oh, yeah, that Fajita Fred guy got banned today. He just kept posting Q-tard shit. It was weird. Somebody said it was Oliver's mom and she's having a conversation with herself. I don't really care. We can't keep people completely out or whatever. We just wait till they fucking do stupid shit and then ban them. But they kept posting a bunch of Q-tard shit. Just a bunch of weird random shit. But then they ran over to Melon's group and it's like, well, I guess those snowflake libtards can't take emotes. It's not why you were banned. You're banned because you're a fucking Q-tard. I don't know how else to put it. You're a fucking cutard, but whatever.
It's a lot of EBS questions. EBS. Let me just stop the EBS questions right now. As of right now, I can't comment on the EBS in any way, shape, or form in terms of when it's going to be, whether it's soon or whether it's by the end of the year. A lot of people are asking, or whether it's, you know, whatever. I've been actually told.
Wait, you already have. Remember? You already said Nassar happened. You've already said that the EBS would be in 2021 and in 2022. And this year, you've already said it would be sometime in 2023. So now you can't comment on it? Is it because you got it wrong so many times, like a 3 strikes, you're out?
I've said a little too much over the last few months in regards to the EBS, and I was told to simmer that down a little bit, that chatter down a little bit.
Oh, he said too much, so they backed him off of it, chat. Thank God, considering that there are now fucking edits of him predicting it 30 fucking times over the past 3 years and it never fucking happening. Oh, they need to get the clip where he's like, never question my intel. I've never been wrong, and add that to it as well.
That what I was saying was inaccurate when I said it in the past. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is I've been asked to tone it down, so I'm just going to.
So he's not saying he was inaccurate in the past.
But not that what I was saying was inaccurate when I said it in the past. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is
it was all still true. So even though he predicted this since he started predicting in 2021, that by the end of the year, that year, in October, November, and December, it would be here before Christmas, before the end of the year, even though he predicted all that. He's not saying that's not true. Well, it's factually not true, Phil.
I've been asked to tone it down, so I'm just going to stay away from EBS questions altogether. What was that green one that was there? Whoa. Can I do a live on the Bermuda Triangle?
Ooh, that would be going.
Yeah, you guys.
Atsuko, I have a mission for you. I've got some of my dad and my papa's old tools and stuff. My papa was a mechanic, and so is my dad. And even though like I'm like a shade tree mechanic, I'm not much, but I got some of their old tools. I also like carpentry. I would like, if you ever come across like some cheap like old Japanese tools, like hand tools or something, or like unique tools, send them to me. Like, I was thinking about it because I saw a guy that had a Japanese hand, like a flush cut handsaw. He had like a handsaw that he got from like the fucking, I don't know, like the 1800s or some shit. I mean, you don't have to spend expensive money or something, but if it's something like unique and cheap, even if it's covered in rust, if it's just like a cool piece that looks unique, right? If it looks like a modern day saw, no big deal. But if you can tell like it's old because it works really, or like a hand powered drill or something, all those things would be cool. If you see any and they're cheap, even if they're non-functional, maybe I'll get them working again.
You know what the Bermuda Triangle is, right? And it's not what you think it is. The Bermuda Triangle is a section of the Atlantic Ocean.
That's what I was.
Where
Ms. Priss, that's what I was thinking was garage sales, but I don't know if they have them in Japan. You're right.
Can I do a live on the Bermuda Triangle?
Ooh, that would be going.
Yeah, you guys know what the Bermuda Triangle is, right? And it's not what you think it is. The Bermuda Triangle is a
Wait a second. You guys know what the Bermuda Triangle is, right? Then immediately followed up by, it's not what you think it is, right? Imagine if I said, you know what the color blue is, right? Well, it's not blue, it's pink. Okay. We have flea markets? Okay. Yeah. I should have took you to a flea market when you were here. Did Bullshiver took you to one, didn't he?
The Atlantic Ocean, where all of the space rockets that are supposed to be going to outer space end up going in an arc after they do whatever they're doing with the firmament or whatever's happening with that particular mission. They go up in an arc and they land in this one spot of the ocean, and that's the Bermuda Triangle. So space is fake. We've never been to space. We can never go to space because no one has any idea what's outside the firmament. That's just a fact.
That's a fact. After rockets are launched, they land in the Bermuda Triangle, and that's a fact. Rockets. Oh, you guys can't see Carrie when I do this, can you? I wonder if there's a different way to open that to where you guys, because she oh yeah, I can do this. There you go. Now we can do it like we usually do. My bad. She participates in this some. Let me see. How big can I get this? That'll be all right there, right?
Let's get a question for Carrie. Come on, a Carrie question. I want a Carrie question. Are stars real? Stars are real. They're not, these big balls of gas, billions and billions of light years away. Stars are energy. Stars are captured energy.
Oh, what's Phil like to live with?
Oh, Lord, that's a terrible question. Go ahead, answer.
Never.
The Bermuda Triangle. It's the watermelon. Hey, Tim, let me tell you, I got a watermelon. Can I explain it to you? I got a watermelon. I can't wait to start printing merch. We're going to do, the merch shop is actually closed right now. You can go to the website, but you can't order anything. There's no checkout because I backed the plan back down and turned it off because we don't sell that much. But I want to do limited runs of merch. And I'm thinking about making a shirt that just says, I got a watermelon. And then on the back of it, it's going to have a watermelon cut into slices like on a plate, but they're going to be blue watermelons.
Dull moment.
That's a very safe answer.
Never a dull moment.
It's true. There is never a dull moment.
It's going too fast. I can't read that.
I know. You can't read it even for still. You can. Did Elon's rocket hit the firmament? Elon's rocket did what it was supposed to do. It wasn't an accident that it exploded or whatever they say happened to it. It went up there to do what it was supposed to do. The issue is that people didn't know what it was supposed to do. You thought it was supposed to go up into outer space and do this thing, right? No. But it went up, it exploded, it was supposed to. That's that. Trust me, Elon knows that there's no space. If anyone knows, it's him.
Some of these are funny.
Is there any truth to the rumor that signal will be the only way to communicate?
So
do you have a signal channel that we can join?
His rocket did exactly what it was supposed to do, guys. Okay? His rocket did exactly what it was supposed to do. There you go. Now we know. Oh. They're talking about probably I think there was a November 17th or November 17th, November 18th launch, wasn't there? Where after they had stage separation and then the rocket exploded or some shit like that. Yeah, something. They made it to space. They crossed the 62 miles or whatever.
Truth to the rumor that signal will be the only way to communicate. The only way that I am confident that will exist once there is a shut-off of services will be Q streaming. And
okay, so he's doubling down. Now, he thinks this is only going to be seen by the people who pay him. Or, I mean, he has to know that there's probably some trolls that pay just to fucking see it, just to keep up with him. And I'm sure he knows that the lawyers pay to probably watch this. I would. I mean, if I had a case against Phil, right? So he's still under the impression that when the 10 days of darkness happens with a switchover after the EBS, the only thing that's going to work is Q streaming. But if you speak to Q streaming, they will tell you we are not, nor have we ever been, an internet provider. We're not a phone company. We don't provide those things. So we do not endorse what he's saying, and we do not provide those things. So why would Phil keep saying this if the actual company, you can send them a message. I know some of Phil's followers probably need to send them a message because they can't get their shit to work anyways. Q streaming has never stated that we run off a different internet or that we ever run on a secret internet. We are a streaming service that works on Fire Stick. Any information about Q streaming can be found on our website, qstreaming.com. And I said, maybe you should rein in your affiliate partner. About 200 plus reports are made just last night. Phil out here running around telling people that when the 10 days of darkness happens, that he's going to have a channel there. That's going to be the only way you can communicate. That's the new internet. That's the quantum internet, is a streaming service that offers no form of internet or connectivity other than, that'd be like saying Netflix is going to be the new internet. You want to go to Google, you connect to your Netflix first, and then once you're connected to Netflix, you could go to DuckDuckGo, no Google. They're not even the same. They're not even the same fucking things. Uh-oh. Not to reload it. What happened? I'll just pull down chat for the time being and make it full screen, I guess. Because I also lost the ability to rewind. Let me get the chat group down, and then we'll reload or whatever. Oh, no. He went down. I forgot about this. I know what's going on now. Check this out. We get a clear view of Phil's room and shit. Let me get chat down. Hold on. Main camera. No. Where's the chat group? No, I grouped them together just for this occasion. Oh, I didn't scroll down enough. Here it is. Backer. Okay. So field freezes. They have technical difficulties here. Let's go back just a little bit.
Terrible question. Go ahead, answer.
Never a dull moment.
That's a very safe answer.
Never a dull moment.
It's true. There is never a dull moment.
It's going too fast. I can't read it.
I know. You can't read it even for stealth. You can. Did Elon's rocket hit the firmament? Elon's rocket did what it was supposed to do. It wasn't an accident that it exploded or whatever they say happened to it. It went out there to do what it was supposed to do. The issue is that people didn't know what it was supposed to do. You thought it was supposed to go up into outer space and do this thing, right? No, but it went up, it exploded, it was supposed to. That's that. Trust me, Elon knows.
There you go. That's that. That's that. That would be like, what if I told you that asphalt paved roads were the new gasoline? Or if I told you that that aluminum anodizing, aluminum anodized coatings were the new food pyramid. Like, they're not the fucking same things.
That there's no space. If anyone knows, it's him.
Some of these are funny.
Is there any truth to the rumor that signal will be the only way to communicate? And if so, do you have a signal channel?
We're not going to lose
There's no truth
this
to the
one.
rumor that signal will be the only.
This one's I'm actually broadcasting it to YouTube. So this stream tomorrow, I'll set a timer for like 10 or 11, sometimes usually between 10 a.m. and noon Eastern time. I set a timer to post the video. I've been experimenting, mooning around, seeing if it gets more views in the first hour, but it's usually sometime between 10 a.m. and noon. All right, here's the Q streaming answer. Hold on.
And if so, do you have a signal channel that we can join? There's no truth to the rumor that signal will be the only way to communicate. The only way that I am confident that will exist once there is a shutoff of services will be Q streaming. And
She's a breeder. You know, that's a fetish, a breeding fetish. My stepsister has it. Or at least that's what my Pornhub account says. I can't believe there's all these people out here using the hub, and they're not fucking signing in. Sign in. You can say favorites. You get customized recommendations. They picked your favorite 10 porn stars, put them on a list for you, and then if any of their new videos comes out, it's recommended to you already. Sign in. You're missing out on everything. You can leave comments about how your day went or how your wank went or whatever. Uh-oh. What we got here? We had to slow this down. We got to go through this. So we had what was that? An orange soda? For some reason, he still uses his phone to stream, apparently, because he can't be bothered to fucking get a webcam, I guess. So he's like moving it around and shit. We're going to see the table. You're going to see some Sunkissed. Oh, Crush. Orange Crush. That's what my kids drink. Phil doesn't drink sodas. Remember when he told everybody he didn't drink alcohol or sodas? He only drinks water, and it's only water through a filter company, but he can't recommend a filter company because the filter company called him a fucking Q-tard and didn't want to have anything to do with him. Weird. There's his iMac. There's another screen. He's got dual monitors. Keyboard. Oh my God. If this motherfucker, the main show's over, he would just say, this guy, I was going to say if he had the fucking numbers on the screen of how many people were watching, but it doesn't matter. The main show's over. So here we sit. He could have, if he's an idiot, I mean, he could have spent $20,000. The problem with, especially when you start talking about high-end Macs, is for like a $10,000 fucking iMac, you could probably build that same computer for like as PC version or even more powerful for like $1,500. Now, when we're talking about the lower end, they do have some benefits, like especially if you like Apple's operating systems or something, and you get one of their little fucking tiny PCs, mini, whatever they're called. Those probably do have some benefits and some programs you can't get. But when we're talking about high-end machines, so like stream or game or I mean, they got a lot of people beat on. They do have PC beat a lot of times on like the color space they show on their screens and their screen quality. So like if you're doing like graphic design or something, I could understand that. But it's hard to beat it as a streamer to go with fucking anything Apple. Plus, all the good streaming programs are not fucking made to work with Apple. They all fucking are ported over a lot of times, but it's like shitty. Oh, let's see what else we got. Okay, this froze again. Now we see the table.
What the heck?
Oh, we're back. Where she says, "What the heck?" Kind of had them snaggled teeth.
That was a really weird.
Neither of us have any idea what just happened.
Edward Snowden.
Suddenly, all of the computer stuff stopped working, and only the iPhone was picking up the live.
That was really weird.
It was the spider, somebody said.
Yeah.
There it is. It wasn't really there.
God, look how fake his teeth look. This is bone color. This is what bones look like, guys. This is bone color.
I have any idea.
That was his defense. And look at the fucking shade of his teeth versus hers.
No.
God
Suddenly, all of the computer stuff stopped working, and only the iPhone was picking up the live.
That was really weird.
It was the spider, somebody said.
Yeah.
There it is. It wasn't really there.
God, his fucking teeth are so intense. His teeth are wider than his shirt.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
Something about Elon, maybe?
Bad acting.
I think. I can't remember what the last question was.
He's always
What does that mean? No, we're not having
No
babies.
babies.
No babies. We got 4 kids. We're good. Oh, Q streaming. Q streaming is the only thing I could vouch for after any sort of communication blackouts.
If that was their major benefit, like, hey, when everybody else goes down, when all the world goes blacked out, we'll still, don't you think they would advertise it? Or maybe if they're not allowed to advertise it, would at least tell good, honest, hardworking patriots when they ask their customer service, yeah, don't worry, you'll be able to see Phil. He's getting his own channel, you know. But they say the opposite of all of that.
Sorry, there's people working outside of my house. And they were just loud and it frightened us. Next phase internet. Yeah, so next phase internet, which I held a live on a few months ago, sometime this year, is what will be connected to Q streaming. That's why I'm pushing everybody to Q.
Well, no, you're pushing everybody to Q because it's another pyramid scheme. They're signing up under your code, and you get a monthly percentage off of their packages. So, like, if they sign up for a $70 package or whatever it is, you might make $5, which doesn't sound like a lot until you get thousands of people to sign up below you. That's why you're pushing everybody. But they will absolutely refute that claim. They will tell you, we don't run on a different internet. We don't have a secret internet. We're not going to run on that. All we do is work off a Fire Stick, and you could search for fucking videos.
Look how fast this is.
I can't even read it. I can't even see anyway, so.
Bill still got him on the hook that he's getting a channel there. They don't have, I mean, not that they wouldn't offer him a channel. They might, with how big his following actually is, not his millions or whatever he lies about, everywhere he goes, but with his actual numbers, because you have to take in hard numbers when you go to make a deal like that. Just when we were talking, just when I do like the charity streams or like sponsor streams or whatever, they'll pull my numbers off Sully Gnome or some shit like that. And then if I've got refutable data, like if I've got hard numbers that I can send them a link to or whatever that's better or different or changed or whatever, they'll let me use those, but they have to have hard data, right? They have to have numbers, they have to have analytics, they have to have that. Not, oh, I've got 6 million, but you can't see it. You only see 60,000. But he could probably still swing a channel if they're into that. But they don't plan on bringing anybody in. That's not what they do. They don't set up channels. They literally go to cable companies and say, hey, if we could bring you in a couple extra views, blah, 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 how cheap could we get access to these, you know, these 30% of your channels or whatever? And they package that shit together.
Is the update for Q streaming legit? The re-upload, yes. Whatever the directions are that I set to, that I placed on my Telegram channel, that's what you have to do to keep that active.
His mods are very aggravated with it. One of them said, well, if you can't get it to work, then it's just you or your internet. Just delete it. Cancel it. Stop paying. Like, his mods are very upset with it. Q streaming. Everybody's complaining.
Business as usual.
Some lady the other day posted, it was actually on this debunking page. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Said that she's had it for like 6 months and she wished it would work, but she hasn't got it to work fucking once. Just always fucking buffering. Fear mongering. Oh, somebody got the Rosby stuff. Fear mongering. Jeff Raver. Who would be Jeff Raver? A sales leadership coach, speaker with 30 years developing top sales and leadership performers, chief marketing officer, board of directors at Q Streaming Corp. Ah. Jeff Raver is in a picture on vacation with Brad Barton. Interesting. Jesus. I wanted to see that post. Oh, thank you very much. Zach and Lisa Redpill and girlfriend bought you 3 6-packs. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. We'll get some more mushroom content. I know you guys like that. I basically found out that my substrate was probably the whole time it was bad. I wanted to use like manure substrate because I know they grow faster and some people claim they're more potent and shit. So I wanted to use it, but I probably should have just went with core like everybody else. It's more contamination resistant because it looks like the bag I bought from the vendor was already contaminated. But it is what it is. Oh, great. Now that you've confirmed that JFK Jr. is still alive and attending Trump rallies, a deep state is going to see this and know where to find him. Damn it, Brad. You shouldn't have done that. Oh, Mariah commented on one of them. Mariah commented on one of these posts. I just happened to see it in my newsfeed from the Phil Godlewski fan group where it's like, we need Phil to help. I've been signed up for Q streaming forever. Why won't he help us? It's not working. I keep paying for it. Blah, 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 whatever. And I saw Mariah comment that Phil's not coming because he don't give a fuck about you. She's over in the Phil Godlewski fan group on I am too, but I keep quiet except for the 12-hour erection comment. Phil said, look at how many good things have happened since 2020. Abortion repealed federally. You got him there, I guess. Phil said, we know JB will not be running. Then shortly thereafter, it will become obvious how the next president will become president. Oh, God. Phil said the voting system will be secure beyond belief by the White Hats. Phil said there will be an election. It will not be in 11/2024. Phil said JB will not be running for president because of something other than what you are thinking. Somebody did a breakdown of it, I guess. Phil said Joe Biden will not be the opponent for DJT in the election. There will be an event that happens soon in which the candidacy of JB will be shot down. He said for years there wouldn't be a fucking... He even said the midterms weren't going to happen. Screenshot Plato charges I've been arguing with since dumbcon about since yesterday. Okay. Phil said the giveaway day should be blah, blah, blah. I wanted to find that one lady. Oh, here's that comment that I was talking about. So someone says, so I got my Q connectivity fixed, blah, blah, blah. I got issues, whatever. Godlewski Group Senior Mod says, if your internet sucks, cancel Q. If you are not going to resolve the issue, their stream is much higher quality and requires good internet. It's just your internet sucks, guys. That's why nobody can connect to it. Nobody can connect to it. But it's because your internet sucks. Someone named Arvin Sloan does all these Phil said posts. Phil said, I have become a partner with the wellness company. He always says that. He's an affiliate. I don't know why he fucking says. He wants people to think that he's like on the goddamn board of directors or some shit. It's so weird. Right? Is it just me? Why would he fucking say shit like, I've partnered with... He tried to tell people that all he offers is 7K or Gold Co. That's the only two things he offers, right? But he tells people like he's like scoured the internet or the precious metals vendor world to bring you the top vendors that he knows will take care of you and support you and be there for you.
Usual through 2023? I wouldn't say that, no.
How much does Carrie know? Anyway,
Okay.
I can't even see anyway, so.
Is the update for Q streaming legit? The re-upload? Yes. Whatever the directions are that I set to, that I placed on my Telegram channel, that's what you have to do to keep that active.
I do too. I've always been under the impression that charity should be carried out in public. It's not something to brag about or talk about. If someone needs a shout out and says, hey, you know, this person asked, they're having hard times, but to say, here's $1, come post how horrible your life is. Come on. That's fucked up. But he does it for, you know, points to where he looks like, are you kidding? I gave away $100,000 this year. Yeah, but you made several million. Right, off these same people that you gave back $100K to. That'd be like me making $100,000 a year and being like, you know, this year for Christmas, I decided to give away $1 to 10 people. Like, but just because people don't want to believe, don't want to put it together how much he actually makes, that suddenly he's like this philanthropist.
Business as usual through 2023? I wouldn't
You got
say
it,
that,
you
no.
idiot. It's not business as usual. I wouldn't say that. That's the most non-answer ever. Do you think the team from Tennessee will win or lose? I wouldn't say that.
How much does Carrie know about your other life?
Well,
How much does Carrie know about your other life? Because fucking Dory didn't know a goddamn thing about it. Neither did your mom or your dad or any of the friends or family or even the places you worked at that time. That was weird. It seems like when you were running around being special agent and you worked at Subway for your mom at her gas station and you were a new real estate agent, that you would have had to take some time off, but you didn't. Did you? That was weird.
she ever know everything?
She's not answering. This is the biggest tell right here. If she knew, if he talked to her and said, look, I was a special agent, here's the proof, here's what I know, here's what you can know, here's what you can say, what you can't say, this is my past. They're both contemplating what lie to make right now. They're contemplating what fucking lie. They all breathe deep. This is a fucking lie. If someone asked you, if someone asked Mariah, how much do you know about Will's military service? Will you ever know all of it? Immediately she could answer, well, I know he's in the military. I know he went to Iraq. I know he did this. I know, we were together when he did this. But he doesn't talk about, these other things. Immediately. Doesn't need to breathe deep.
Oh, yes. Whatever the directions are that I placed on my Telegram
channel. It's hard to back up just a little bit.
That's what you have to do to keep that active. Business as usual through 2023? I wouldn't say that, no.
How much does Carrie know about your other life?
Will she ever?
I bet he didn't want her to read that at all.
Or know everything?
Look at her. Look at her. Fucking look at the camera. Knowing he's fucking lying. Knowing he's fucking lying. Then she just defers to him. She just turns her head. The fucking smile come across her lips, knowing that they're fucking lying. Knowing it. Bill can't prove this in court. He damn sure can't prove it to his significant other. He's already had to back off all of this. He never worked for a government agency. The NDAs he signed just up and fucking disappeared, and he doesn't have. He still claims that he's. Oh God, my leg just cramped. Still claims that he's bound by this. Sorry, still claims that he's bound by them, but can't produce a copy of what he's bound by. Still can't produce a copy of what he's bound by. How the fuck do you think? Now this is a question to you, chat. Let's say you signed a 50-year NDA and you're 10 years into or 20 years into it. And it's a complicated piece of paperwork that says what you can say and what you can't say. And it's not as dumb as Phil would think an NDA is. Like, you can't talk about it at all ever. Never, never. Not even in court. Because that's what Phil thinks an NDA is. But it's complex. It goes to the ins and outs of what you can and can't say for how long. And different things falls off at different times. So it's let's say it's a 50-year NDA, but at 10 years, these things fall off. And at 20 years, these things falls off. It has the penalties you might face for breaking it, what you might have to pay. Do you think you just throw it away? If you're 10 years into it, 20 years into it, you think that might be something that you'd fucking put in a safe deposit box or a safe at your home, somewhere to keep it because you still abiding under it. The same way you wouldn't throw away a fucking contract that you're under that could cost you millions of dollars if someone just changed it and you don't have a copy of it. He can't produce them. He can't remember what companies they were for. He can't remember what he did under them, but he thinks it might have had something to do with reviewing websites and competitors' websites. What did you review, Phil? I don't remember. It's all ones and zeros to me. Are you claiming that you reviewed binary code of public websites? All ones and zeros to me, man. Okay. Okay.
She knows what I told her.
He's laughing, knowing it's a fucking lie.
I think that's a good way to answer that question.
That is them. That is them. That right there was them both silently agreeing that that's as far as they were going to lie. If you guys ever ask me and Mariah while we're live a question about a show or a question, and we take that long to respond, breathe deep, and I come back with some pretty vague answer, and then I'm like, I think that's all we're going to say about this. That's because I don't want you to know the details. It's not something I want to put out there, which is fine. But don't claim that you're this fucking secret agent and Carrie knows and you're a fucking Edward Snowden. You can tell everybody on the internet, but you can't really, and you can't prove it in court because you're under oath, and your followers will share some of your deposition because it fits their narrative, and they'll say, oh, he's under oath, he can't be lying. But when the other parts of their deposition come out, they're like, oh, well, he's under a super NDA that he can't even talk about. Can't even bring it up. I've told Mariah a bunch of times, like, we're not talking about that. Don't go this deep into that. Don't say that. Don't do this. I get really paranoid about fucking people looking me up, trying to find me and shit, or I don't know, just weird shit. I've told Mariah a bunch of times that we need to get the fuck away from that. We're not talking about that in no goddamn way. Who is this? Cornelia Unfiltered. It was actually very interesting to hear you defend Biden and talk about sloppy uniforms instead of talking about the same thing as Derek and Dr. Jan, that there are completely different uniforms, not even the real one. You are wrong, pathetic, and obsessed with hatred. Get yourself together, man. You also made fun of our Swedish accent, called us pussies, so immature. Oh, that's that one dumb bitch. Hold on. That's that one that did the super, super long Derek Johnson videos. When was that? Was posted probably weeks ago. Let me see if I can find that. Apparently, she got my link. You know the Swedish woman that you couldn't understand what the fuck she was saying the whole time? That was a Derek Johnson videos from a couple weeks back. So I'm scrolling. I'm trying to see it. Apparently, someone posted it in the debunking crew, and I never saw it. She took a screenshot of my video and then posted that about me. I had no idea, dude. Damn it. I wish I'd have known when this was. I'm still going to comment on it. November 17th, 2023. Oh, she's responding to somebody. Is she responding to me? I'm almost to November 17th. God damn it. Now I want to respond to this dumb bitch. There it is. It was actually very interesting to hear you defend Biden. Okay, here we go. It's not that interesting that you sound like you have a mouth full of dicks surrounded by marbles and limestone gravel, though. Couldn't understand shit you said. And Derek ran away again. Good job, though. Surrounded by marbles and limestone gravel, filling any space that could be left to form the sounds of any consonants. It's not that interesting that you sound like you have a mouthful of dicks surrounded by marbles and limestone gravel, filling any space that could be left to form the sound of any consonants, though. Couldn't understand shit you said, and Derek ran away again. Hell yeah. Good job, though. I guess. That'll work. This dumb bitch. Let's see what these comments are. Hold on. Show more replies. At Cold Beer Confessional, were you making fun of CGZ? Hell yeah, and I still am. Why do you ask instead of watching his video? He made fun of the U.S. military and all veterans and lied about them. That's from her. So I'm a disabled U.S. combat veteran. So you are a retard, huh? I'm a disabled combat veteran with about 6 times the time in service as Derek, and actually deployments and actual deployments to combat. So she's mad somebody was trolling with that question because the person who did it is called Derek's biological. I always say biological now because Scott Rogers. It says Derek's biological father. At Colbert Confessor, you're making fun of, and she's mad about that. So she's like, why did you ask instead of watching his video yourself? He made fun of the U.S. military and all veterans and lied about them. Also, you're not American. Keep your no-knowledge conspiracy thinking out of our politics, said Derek's biological father. Sweden are involved in your politics. Sweden are involved in your politics, your financial system, your telecom, your internet, your energy, and your intelligence apparatus. You are the one being ignorant here. Derek's biological father says Derek is a grifter with personality disorder, and you, the professional, can't see it. I want to follow this account, Derek's biological father. Derek's dad. It's at Derek's dad 1776. Sweden and the U.S. Have a state partnership via National Guard. Derek doesn't even seem to know that. Derek makes stuff up. I research. You can think whatever you want, and that is not me. How in the world would Derek know everything about every uniform? The National Guard does work weekdays. When he says it does not, he is not. Oh yeah, the National Guard absolutely works weekdays. So you have people that are in the National Guard that are not in the regular army that work every day as if they were in the not on a deployment, not going to help for a natural disaster, not being deployed overseas. They just work in the armories. They're called, I think it's ARG. But anyways, they work every day just like they're in the regular military. They go there, they do PT, they meet up, they go to work every day. They're probably the only thing different is they're not on a base, they're on the armory, so there's no like a chow hall and shit. So they go out and eat lunch basically every day. But they work there every day, 9 to 5. A lot of the jobs on PT days, they show up at like 7, 6 or 7, run PT, go home, shower, come back, 9 to 5 job, just like they're in the regular army. Not to mention when you're on any type of training or deployment or whatever, of course you're going to work on the fucking weekdays. Savannah already liked it. Thank you, Savannah. All right, back to this. Sorry. That just blew my mind. I never even knew she responded. And someone tried to tag me in it, Melissa Williams. Thank you for that on November 18th, but I just now saw it. Yeah, Will, stop being honest. Laura Upshaw says she was trolling me today, and I told her to stick to Swedish politics. Oh no, she'll fucking fix you, Laura. We got that I Hate Laura group over here. I don't know if you know that.
She knows what I told her.
She says, I am. Swedish politics is American politics. Fuck this bitch.
It's just, I can't. What are you supposed to do?
Oh my gosh.
She knows what I told her. That's a good way to answer it.
Why can you have a live now and I couldn't before?
I read all the replies that I could see on that thread. Sorry, I was looking at something.
What are you supposed to do?
Oh my gosh.
It depends on what you do in the Air National Guard. Some of them just do drill weekends. A lot of them work, especially like in maintenance wings and flight wings and shit. They work every day.
Why can you have a live now and I couldn't before? Well, I could have before, but there were only certain days that I was able to because of my personal schedule.
What?
And on those days that I was able to, I was told not to.
Okay. So he could have went live before, but because of his personal schedule, let's say he could have went live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But on Monday, he had a dentist appointment. On Wednesday, he was meeting up with a 15-year-old as a high school baseball coach to have sex with her in a vacant houses that he had listed for sale. And on Friday, he had another dentist appointment, more teeth whitening. But on those days, he was also told, don't go live. There you go.
Because apparently they don't want me to be live when I may be needed for something else. And that's about as specific as I could get.
Oh, so it's not that, hey, we don't want you live right now. We don't want you live right now, and we may need you to hack the deep state. We may need you to hack the deep state. So don't go live right now. Got it? Don't do it. We are not in COG, as Derek says. The military has not taken over, and Trump is not CIC. You're the ignorant one. There you go. Yeah, that's all the comments I can read on this thread. I guess the original post is blocked. Oh, it must be a Derek. He's got me blocked.
So I did have some availability over the last 12 days or whatever it's been since my last live, but I just wasn't able to on those days.
You think the Q
Did you
team
sign
is
an
like,
NDA?
please don't go live. We may need you for a circle jerk. We need a good pivot man. They're hard to find.
Yes, I've signed several NDAs.
But he can't provide any of them. He can't prove any of them. He can't remember any company he ever signed them with. He can't show up in court with them. He can't do anything with these NDAs but say, I've signed a few. That's all he can say in court. The judge ordered him to present these NDAs, which is 100% legal. If I go to court, if I have an NDA and I'm trying to use that as protection for like not doing something or not testifying or not saying something, then it's completely within the bounds of the law for that authority figure to say, okay, well, let me see it. Right? Because how do I know you're not just saying I have an NDA? Which is how Phil literally thought that's how they worked. That's why he tried testifying. NDA. Well, if I told you who it was, it wouldn't be clandestine, would it? NDA. He thought you just had to say it. Oh, thank you for your service. Mary Rajos. I was AGR for 24 years. Active Guard Reserve. I was the training and supply NCO for our National Guard band. Oh, and I'm a flautist. Thank you very much. He cannot produce. He was demanded by the court to produce those and to testify about those. His testimony was, I don't remember anybody I signed them for. I don't have them anymore. I threw them all away. And I don't remember what I did under any of them. I don't remember what they covered. I don't remember what I was supposed to keep secret, what I wasn't. It just all disappeared. So as far as anybody's concerned, the only evidence that he has of an NDA is him fucking saying it. And he's already admitted it wasn't for the government. It wasn't for a 3-letter agency. It wasn't for any intelligence operation. He's not a member of the intelligence community. He had to testify to that. He claims now that almost all of it was work from home for a couple of years around 2008, 2010. For a couple of years, all of it was work from home and maybe 1 or 2 overnight stays in a hotel, because that's the only way he can explain that he never missed fucking work, that no one ever noticed he was gone, that he was in fucking Pennsylvania his whole life except when he was on fucking vacation. That's the only way he can explain it. So it was all from home, secret, not even his wife or his family or anybody knew about it. He did it. May have went out of town once or twice. He can't recall. And it was analyzing websites and competitors' websites. And when they said, well, what did you analyze? What did you analyze about the website? Like, how they bid the website, or, were there hidden features, or, Did you take data sets from like competitors, from like this brand and a competitor's brand, and compare them, or check out their ads they were running, or how their website was set? It's all ones and zeros to me. That was how he testified. If you've ever built a website, nobody builds a website in binary code. 0100101010100111100100100100010. What the fuck are you talking about? No one builds a website in fucking ones and zeros, you fucking retard.
Maybe that was for me.
Oh, did you sign an NDA? No, she didn't sign an NDA. But I have had other people that are close to me sign NDAs.
Yeah, people you don't want to fucking write you out, I'm sure. You should have done it from the get-go. You should have had fucking Andy and the fucking cockfather or whatever his name is. You should have had them all signing it.
She's protected by spousal privilege, so anything I tell her...
Andy... NDAs are not to keep you from testifying in court. That's not what they're made for. Again, these two things are not the same. Again, like if I say Netflix is the new internet, you connect Netflix to go to Google. That's like saying Q streaming is the new internet. They're just not the same things. Spousal privilege is you cannot be compelled to testify against your spouse in court. An NDA has little to nothing to do with court, unless you're bound by it, right? Has little to nothing to do with court. It's to keep you from talking to the competitor, to the press, to someone it may affect, to the enemy, to whatever. It has nothing to do with court. So him saying she's protected by spousal privilege, that'd be like me saying like, okay, do you have a permit to own that gun? And I'm like, yeah, I have a permit to own that gun. And they're like, what, does your wife have a permit for the gun she owns? And I'm like, well, she's a lifeguard. Those things are not the same. Well, she's certified lifeguard through the state. Okay. Well, thanks, but
in a court of law is protected anyway. There's no reason for an NDA.
The NDA isn't for courts. An NDA is exactly what it implies. If there is not specifically, which Phil was single at the time, allegedly, or not married, if there's not specifically permitted topics that allow for spousal disclosure, you can't even tell your spouse legally. I know a lot of people do. I'm not saying they don't. Okay, there was stuff that when I was in the military, I probably wasn't supposed to tell Mariah, but I still did. Everybody does. But I'm telling you, by the letter of the law, you're not supposed to say anything to your spouse unless there's a stipulation in there that says, hey, you can disclose this to your spouse or close family members or whatever. And sometimes it'll be like different, like you may not be able to talk about the missions you go on, the job you do, the actual nuts and bolts of what you got going together, but you may be able to tell them what country you're in. And that might be lined out, that you can tell your, close relatives, but they suggest only your spouse or only your parents or something like that. But these are two different things. They don't go together.
Has Nasera started? Nasera has started. We talked about Nasera a little
Also, if Phil was sued by whoever he signed the NDA for, and there wasn't a clause to tell your spouse, if this was all real, if Phil actually had an NDA and there wasn't a clause to be able to tell his spouse, and whoever had the NDA with him sued him, spousal privilege might prevent her from testifying while they were married, but it wouldn't prevent her from testifying what she heard after they surely get divorced when he runs out of money, or before they got married. And they don't need her testimony. Like if they can prove some other way that you told her, or that you told your fans you told her, or that you testified yourself in this video right here that you fucking told her, then they don't need her testimony. It doesn't protect you. It keeps her from having to testify.
A little bit in the fall, my last live. You should go back and rewatch that one. That's a really good one. What?
Where was it one? No, I am not Patriot Princess.
We talked about Nasera a little bit in the fall, my last live. You should go back and rewatch that one. That's a really good one. What?
Where was it one? No, I am not Patriot Princess.
I don't know where you.
So technically NDA penalties are all about the same. So there could be civil penalties, depending on with the government, if you're like a government contractor and sign. So like when you're in the military, you don't sign NDAs, right? You're told what's secret, what's top secret. You're told what you're allowed to share. You're told what you're not allowed to share. And you're just told and you just fucking do it. If you got in trouble for leaking classified information, that's a whole different charge, but you don't need an NDA. If you're working for the government, there's a chance that you could have an NDA. If you're a contractor for the government, there's a good chance that you can have an NDA. Breaking a government NDA, or maybe they don't actually call it, but maybe they call it a confidentiality agreement or whatever. Breaking that with the government would have civil penalties. It could also have like jail time included, and it would definitely have like some type of bar from ever being able to work for the government again.
You guys are coming up with that stuff. I mean,
Oh, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate that.
I applaud you for like digging into things and thinking something that you see is not. Has Nasera started? Nasera has started. We talked about Nasera.
Where is it?
In a court of law is protected.
Where is
anyway,
it?
There's no reason for an NDA.
The NDA is not for court. This doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay? Let's say that Phil is a secret agent. Sorry, we're back on this, but I just heard what he said at the end. I skipped through it last time. Let's say that Phil really is a secret agent. And let's say that he was involved in the plan that they used on Iran, where they put all these bugs and hacks and shit into Iran's nuclear enrichment facilities, right? Their power plants. And he was involved in that. Now, let's say he's not allowed to disclose that because the government's never officially even said that they were involved in it. But let's say he had like a crucial part in it and he told Carrie. Okay? He told Carrie like, hey, I was there. I did it. I'm the one who shut it down. I'm the one who fucked up with I'm the one who fucked with it. I'm the one who got them all fucked up. I got it in through a worm, fucking Trojan, email packets, whatever he wants to fucking say. Okay? So he says she's protected in a court of law. What? How would that fucking... You told her confidential information that not even the government has admitted to, even though everybody kind of knows it, that not even the government's admitted to. And now you think she's protected in the court of law? First of all, it's not going to go through the court of law. Like, you're going to violate civil penalties. You're going to be punished for it. She can't be punished for just knowing it. You're going to be punished for it. She may not have to testify against you, but that doesn't protect her in the court of law. I don't understand how you're saying this at the end. Listen.
In a court of law is protected anyway. There's no reason for an NDA.
There's no reason for an NDA. There's 100% a reason for an NDA. It has nothing to do with court. It has nothing to do with her testimony. It has to do with the fact that you can't tell her. So to say that like there's no reason for an NDA is absurd. right? Like, no, the reason for the NDA is to keep you from telling anybody. It has nothing to do with her testifying about something you told her while you were married. There's no reason for an NDA. Shut the fuck up.
Has Nasera started? Nasera has started. We talked about
No
Nasera a
reason
little
for
bit in
Imagine signing up for a fucking government position that you find out is like fucking a contractor for the CIA or something. They're like, "Are you married?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, I got a wife." No need for an NDA. Okay.
Has Nasera started? Nasera has started. We talked about Nasera a little bit in the fall. My last live, we should go back and rewatch that one. That's really good one. What?
Where was that one? No, I am not Patriot Princess.
By the way, I wanted to comment on this one. Some of Phil's demented fans think that Patriot Princess is Phil.
So why the fuck do we have cigarettes in a
And
fucking
that he
titanium
does.
rod? Okay, you open up the titanium rod, now the cigarette's
Hold on.
jiggy with it on both ends. He's got 2 holes to pick from. What are we doing, making a tampon? Making a fucking stick?
Some people think that Phil is Patriot Princess with some type of AI filter. Other people think it's Carrie. Other people think it's Phil's secret sister. Like, there's just so many weird fucking things, but I'll show her to you. Hold on. But some of his lunatic fans thinks it's Phil with a filter on.
Patriot Princess.
Last night we told you about a new documentary.
I mean, she's pretty fucking heavy on the goddamn filters, I will admit. But Phil?
Out this week called The Fall of Minneapolis. It's packed with new information about George Floyd that we.
I tell you right now, Fox News is becoming more and more unhinged. They are basically trying to, from the whole calling Arizona for Biden debacle. I think they went in the other direction. Like, they got rid of Tucker Carlson and they barely got through that settlement agreement with Dominion voting machines. But they're fucking nuts, dude. I watched this one person that does this like segment called Totally Not Made Up Actual Stories from Fox News you probably didn't hear about. And there are fucking this crazy shit there. Fucking craziness.
We weren't allowed to see in the summer of 2020. You know, so our cities could.
And there's just enough truth in it. If you read it exactly with the right mentality and the right way and put a ton of inflection on it to where people will be like, oh, yeah, that's what it says. They'll read a document and it'll be like a fucking 10-word document and they'll put fucking 2 paragraphs worth of what it actually means on it. It's almost as bad as the Q-tards trying to decode Q-posts.
And Biden could win. The producer, an award-winning journalist named Liz Collin, sacrificed her career to tell the story. How has your reporting on George Floyd affected you professionally?
I was demoted, lost my position that I had for nearly a dozen years. But really what bothered me most about all of this is that the truth wasn't being told. And, you know, these men and women, Minneapolis really lost the best of the best when it came to its.
Progressive patriot, pathetic patriot is a fucking retard, dude.
Patriot.
Goddamn, he doesn't know what to think. Like he did follow the left just because he was trying to fall in line, and now he follows the right just because he's trying to fall in line. He literally showed Marjorie Taylor Greene as a source for a news story, and then tried to say like this isn't some QAnon conspiracy theory. Look, it's right here. She wrote it. Yeah, she wrote it wrong, like, because she's a fucking Q-tard.
Yes.
I know this sounds wackadoo, but hear me out. What if we are Israel, the U.S.?
Okay.
Americans.
I believe you.
We are Israelites. What if we are Israel? What if that's what Trump means when he says he's standing with Israel? Hear me out.
That's right. She wrote it. She tweeted it. She authored it. She penned it. That's it. The Theosaurus. Oh, I haven't even shown you guys that, have I? Did I show you the, I only showed you a preview of it, didn't I? Remember I got his co-host to narrate the last Theosaurus? which copy it is. 11:15. Oh, it's got to be this one.
George Lucas and Steven Spielberg present
a timeless story.
Here it is.
About words that are like other words. The Last Thesaurus. Coming soon. Promptly, shortly, speedily, forthwith. Any minute now.
He did a really good job with it, didn't he? I got Eli's co-host to troll Eli with a meme we made about Eli. He did a really good job.
George Lucas and Steven Spielberg present
a timeless story about words that are like other words. The Last Thesaurus. Coming soon. Promptly, shortly, speedily, forthwith. Any minute now.
He was upset because the taper off at the end or whatever, but I think it works fine. He's like, oh, I left the fucking fade out on, but I think it works good. Very well done, Josh. Thank you very much. That's from Josh from Stuck in the Middle. And what's it called? The Nothing Show? Is that what it's called? Chat, help me out. And you guys can drop his link too if anybody wants to follow him. He's a pretty funny guy, to be honest with you. Like I said, I was even going to try to do something with him at one time, a show or something.
They lied to us about where the actual location of the Holy Land is. What if it's here in the U.S.? It makes sense. Satan would lie to us about where the actual Holy Land location is.
Do you understand when the Bible was written and when America was founded?
I find it very interesting that Ohio has a lot of its villages and towns named after biblical locations.
Every state, she must be from Ohio. Every state has a lot of biblical towns. You ever noticed every town has a Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard? Every city big enough.
I also find it interesting that during the time of the Underground Railroad, the Ohio River became known as the River Jordan, leading people to the free states, the Promised Land. And in the Bible, it talks about the road to Damascus. And there is a Damascus, Virginia in Washington County.
Oh my God.
The story of the road to Damascus. Saul. Saul was an evil man in power, and he was persecuting and killing Christians. Well, on his way to Damascus.
You know how long Damascus has been around? Like Damascus steel has been around for forever. Damascus was found like in the 3rd millennium or some shit. BC. BCE.
Damascus, God blinded him with an extremely bright light and said, "Why are you persecuting me?" And he scared the...
It's one of the oldest cities in the world, like oldest inhabited cities in the world. Like, it's crazy that she thinks Damascus, Virginia is it.
And then Saul changed and completely followed...
Anyways, do we think this is Phil? Is this Phil after hair plugs? Why is her chin so goddamn
Princess.
sharp, dude?
The London Bridge.
Like she's gonna shank me with that motherfucker. Get a blowjob and get circumcised at the same time.
Q-Post 4601. Sunlight kills.
This travesty in darkness, and
I want sunlight. That's a nice way of saying it. Isn't that pretty? I want sunlight. I want everything exposed to the public, including the election fraud, because this is all about election fraud.
Slice a fucking nut out of your ball bag while getting head.
Which took place in 2020.
Anyways, I think it's Phil.
To all the crazies out there talking about
I'm just going to start jumping on some of these crazy fucking theories. I think it's Phil.
me that I'm wearing a mask and that I'm Phil's wife in a mask, you need mental help. Seriously. I'm a real person with a family and a job living in the Matrix.
Your cadence, the way you talk, really, really convinces me that you're a real fucking person, lady.
Just like you. I have nothing on my neck. I have hair and skin. I have nothing on my Matrix, just like you. And a job living in the Matrix, just like you. I have nothing on my neck. I have hair and skin, just like you guys, okay?
What's this? What's this? This little gobbler. That's a little turkey neck. That's little. That's a little gobbler there. Her filter freaked out. She's trying to hide all them wrinkles. Royal secret equals Diana is alive. Psyops and secrets are sometimes necessary to keep people alive and keep the plan of saving humanity successful. What's this? Oh. Did you notice on her neck, her right side under her hair, she's wearing a mask? Check out on a different video. I don't see it on this one. I wonder if it's Phil's wife. I liked her until the twerking video. I thought that was disgusting. Oh, we might have to find that one just for research now, boys. Just for research. That'd be weird. Be weird. Anyways, I know they went crazy over this for like 3 or 4 days.
Don't bring Phil's wife into this. She has nothing to do with this, and she does not need to be bothered with you. Do you know what I did today? My day consisted of cleaning up cat puke, vacuuming, scrubbing the floor, and dishes.
Why do you talk like that? What is this cadence? Do you know what I did today? I am a regular people. I live in the Matrix. Like you.
Up Christmas decorations and making bacon and eggs. I have zits.
She has so many fucking filters on her eyes. They don't know when they blink. They just fucking put eyelids on every goddamn thing.
I have wrinkles. I'm skinny.
We can't see them. You filtered them out, lady.
And tall. And I am a complete biological woman. So you.
They love when one of these things goes viral about somebody else. But when it goes viral about them, they're like, you lunatics. Why would you say that I'm actually a man? Or that I'm wearing a mask? Or that I'm not a real person? Or that I'm not really here? But when it's about Tom Brady, they're like, fuck that piece of shit. I heard he's a lady.
You can take your demonic trash talk and go look yourself in the mirror and get some.
I am a real human as well.
Serious help. Now, let's get back to business and talk about real issues in the world. I will not bow to your evil agenda of talking demonic trash about me or anyone else. I am going to continue to fulfill my divine destiny, and that is to tell the truth and to spread God's light. I will continue to be a beacon of light.
What'd you run to the car for?
And I will not hide my light or.
She's making her escape. We've got her. We called her out.
Dim my light. And we can't forget the whole point of this whole movement and this whole situation that we are going through. This is for ascension. Disclose the information so people can make their own decision and raise to a higher timeline of love and freedom.
Wait, now we like the Black Lives Matter leader? We like them now. Remember when they bought 3 mansions and wouldn't do an interview and everybody called them out but now we like them because they like Trump? You guys are such fucking hypocrites. It's not even goddamn funny, dude.
Red, white, and blue.
Oh, Oh shit! God damn! I almost saluted. I didn't know what to do.
Believe that.
Jesus Christ! Take your hat off. Show some respect.
Haters gossip on the internet, but couldn't walk a mile in my Air Forces. Dog, my life incredible. I'm flexing like I'm Bruce Banner.
Atsuko said it, Mariah. Not me. I didn't say anything. I just saw the flag and panicked.
In the air, this the Star Spangled Banner.
Red, white, and blue on the roads, yeah, that drop top. Red, white, and blue in my pockets, boy, I love knots. Red, white, and blue, American boy, young, self-made.
Believe that.
Makes me want to re-enlist.
White and blue, patriotic blood and
I'm a
It's fucked
patriot,
up.
I move militant. I believe in God and make my own choices. Haters gossip on the internet, but couldn't walk a mile in my Air Forces. Dog, my life incredible. I'm flexing like I'm Bruce Banner. Wave your
Mariah, we gotta get you some of them leggings.
Phil posted both of his posts at 9:03 yesterday. One at 9:03 a.m. and then the other at 9:03 p.m.
Because he wants you to think something's going on. It's not. All right, back to this. We gotta finish this video. I have a beautiful wife, and I didn't salute that lady's ass. I just panicked.
I don't know where you guys are coming up with that stuff. I mean, I applaud you for like digging into things and thinking something that you see is not, actually there. Good, but no, that's a different person altogether. What was supposed to happen today, November 22nd? Mr. Poole says at midnight tonight something is happening. Can you talk about it? No.
And it didn't happen either.
But
well, he's going to add on to that to make it seem like he knows because he's Mr. Poole.
I will point you to Mr. Poole's other previous posts and the content of them.
Yeah, but nothing happened, Phil. You missed
then
it.
you might be able to figure it out.
Carrie, I think Carrie probably hates Phil's followers, but she also knows that's where the money comes from.
Is USA the actual biblical Israel? I've read stuff, and I'm not an expert in that field, obviously, but I've read stuff that would lead me to believe that there's good support for that theory. Personally, I don't know.
Mariah used to have a nice ass, but I destroyed that motherfucker a couple nights ago.
That's not something that I'm privy to.
It's still recovering.
Are Roger Stone and Flynn in a coup? No. I don't know where that's coming from.
Not at all. Nope.
Carrie, do you worry about Phil's safety?
She's thinking, God, well, all he does is fucking sit here all day. What would I be worried about?
Sometimes, if I'm being honest.
She's not a good liar. Let me move my big ass head and we'll rewind that.
I don't know where that's coming from. Carrie, do you worry about Phil's safety?
Sometimes, if I'm being honest.
Carrie, do your kids think...
Why would you have to tell us if you're being honest? Why wouldn't we just assume that you're being honest? Was there other times that you weren't being honest? She's not a good liar.
Phil is funny with a PH?
Yeah, actually they do. I don't know why, but they do.
Me neither.
Mostly Kennedy.
Will the United States have a new name? The USA? Will the
Wait, did he say? Did she say mostly candy? Is Phil giving out candy as a stranger to your kids?
Neither.
Mostly Kennedy.
Will the United States have
mostly candy?
Have a new name? The USA? Will the USA have a new name? Yes, that's actually a good question, and yes, it will. Very similar, but. Who are our galactic friends?
What?
There's no space, therefore we have no galactic friends. There's Earth and heaven and hell. So whatever you're reading into there is they're just.
I think there's a theory about is it the United States for America? It was changed to United States of America. Or maybe it's just the United States. There's something weird theory. Sovereign citizens believe it too. About in 1871, they changed the name of the United States. That's when we became the corporation, all that shit.
Trying to lead you down a path of distraction from the truth, which is God. So I would stop going down that path.
I can't read it.
I know. Do we still need life insurance? I can never tell you not to.
Well, you need medical insurance from a local shaman or a tribal healer. It covers all peyote and a phone line you can call in when you feel like you're going to kill yourself.
Have life insurance. It's not something I would do. I can tell you that I don't have life insurance. You guys are cute together. Aw. Why is
that's screaming? I don't suck dick and use this woman as my beard. Aw.
Newsom in the news with Biden? I haven't seen that, but Gavin Newsom's been dead for a couple of years now. So whatever you're seeing is not actually Newsom, and it's just probably another distraction from something else.
Let's call her Karen with the glasses. Okay?
Will our flag change with a PH?
I was trying to read that.
Our flag will change. As far as I've been made aware, our flag will change. Whether or not that's changed and it's no longer the case, that I don't know.
It will change unless it's changed. Then it won't change because it changed.
Is Netanyahu cabal?
You would think
and will
so.
he be the first
Red
arrest? Netanyahu is cabal.
Who is that? Phil cannot say this man's name. Netanyahu.
Is Netanyahu cabal, and will he be the first arrest? Netanyahu is cabal, and no, he will not be the first arrest.
Last time he was saying
is Mr.
Netanyahu. Now it's Netanyahu.
Pool only on Twitter? No. Is the $100,000 paid in dollars or precious metals?
Dollars.
Yeah, I'm not going to give my silver away. So it's going to be paid in dollars.
Jesus Christ. Netanyahu is cabal.
It's bad.
Anybody with a name that difficult for me to pronounce, all cabal.
Is Obama dead? No. What does Mickey Mouse have to do with the watch in Q Post 4730 and the movie Inferno? Or does it have something to do with the numbers on the watches that are both at 1010? Yes, and yes.
Easy. Don't give away too much. Yes and yes. Good job, Anon. Maybe we'll talk about that some other show. Look how blatant. She just started laughing because Phil's just making shit up. Why else would she laugh about that? They don't give a fuck about these fucking people other than their goddamn money.
Yes, and yes.
Oh my goodness.
What's my opinion on the Canada bombing? A little bit of a false, just a tiny false flag there to distract you away from something else that was happening in Canada, which is exactly what a false flag does. Is Dick Cheney the devil? I don't believe so, but it's pretty bad. Although I did really like the movie Vice. Just because I liked the movie, I didn't think, I mean, it really showed how bad of a person Cheney was and what he did during the Bush administration to make him even worse, really. Do you believe silver will take off soon? I do believe that. I believed that for a long time, and I believe that we had a delay in what was supposed to happen a couple of years ago happened, but we're not going to deal with too much more of a delay in that.
Okay. That's the way to say,
like your beard.
Maybe.
She actually made me grow the beard. It was completely her idea. I would not have done this, but now I'm starting to like it, which is strange.
Yeah, but you made her your beard for everybody on the outside looking in, so she could probably be allowed to make you grow a beard.
I knew you would like it.
Pisses me off. I just did it to like appease her, and I figured, well, I'm just going to say, oh, it's to this, it's to that, but after a while, it kind of gets like, it's not as bad as it. I don't feel it like you know what I mean? Like I used to. Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of shaping up to do in these areas.
I can't.
She's really tried to read the questions. She can't do it.
My eyes were horrible.
X39 patches, do they work? They work for me. They work for me, and you know, we get incredible feedback from people. You know, I think I should do a live on feedback from people that are on the patches.
I love them.
I think that's
the patch people. The patchers.
Yeah, I'm going to announce some stuff.
I can't believe she would laugh right in their fucking face. After Phil says yes and yeah. You're just making shit up. That's exactly what she was thinking. Yeah, I guess they identified, by the way, the Rainbow Bridge stuff. We didn't look back into it, but I guess they identified the family. There was a guy named Kurt and his wife. I can't remember her name, Villani, something. They were like in their 50s. They were in a 2002 Bentley Flying Spur, which in up until 2001, there was a recall on those for the accelerator getting stuck. But it looks like the recall is for right-hand drive models, which wouldn't be sold in the U.S., and manuals. And this car was a regular left-hand drive and an automatic. So maybe the recall has nothing to do with it, but it could. And, yeah, but it was an older man and his wife.
On that, we're going to do a testimonial live too, because it's not only LifeWave in terms of what the patches could do for you, but financially speaking, the comp plan to LifeWave is fantastic. And I think a lot of you that are not on LifeWave yet.
He wasn't that wealthy. I mean, to be driving a Bentley, well, I guess he was. He doesn't seem like he'd be that wealthy. He owns a bunch of Ace Hardware stores and a bunch of lumber places, I guess, in New York State. But you'd think he'd be driving a Bentley, be like a fucking rapper or CEO of some mega corporation or something. But, yeah, he owned a Guy's Lumber and Ace Hardwares in New York State.
Are missing out on numerous benefits, from health benefits to financial benefits. So
health and financial. The patches make you make more money.
If you were interested in LifeWave, you could go to X Patches.
What happened to your live stream called STEM, where you made all these ridiculous claims about them and you took it down? That was weird.
.philgodlewski.live and sign up for an appointment. We'll talk more about that another time. What is this guy doing? Look at this. Can you believe this? What is this guy's name? Jarmy Med. J-Army Med. Jarmy Med 5? has to be J Army, right?
Yeah.
When will we see the Iraqi dinar revaluation be shown on Forex? That'll be shown like right before the official announcement of Nasera.
Now we hear fear. Just like the election's been officially overturned by the Supreme Court and Donald Trump's been declared the actual winner, but they can't tell everybody yet because they did it in secret. Now, Nasera started, like Phil announced on November 5th, and everybody celebrated like it's finally here. The next week was going to be amazing, and banks shutting down. Everybody's getting their money. Well, they can't release it yet. We're waiting for the official release statement. So even though it's running in the background, you won't see it, be able to prove it, be able to tell it. You won't get anything from it. It won't benefit you in any way, shape, or form. Nothing's going to fucking happen until the official announcement. Got it. So again, just like your NDAs, there's absolutely no way to prove this other than you said so.
Which is extremely close. Now, we talked about some steps that they made with Nasera in the last live, but the actual announcement of it, that's when the revaluation in dinar will happen. Holy mother of Moses.
No, I will not do a live.
Will Carrie do a live?
No.
I bigly dislike the diamond earrings. Sorry.
She might say something that he hasn't coached her through yet.
Much too gangsta. They just said I was gangsta.
Not a big
they
fan
just said I was gangsta.
You're not.
I think they're right. I am much gangsta. Look at that.
Much gangsta. It's getting harder and harder and harder and harder for me to even pretend that he wouldn't suck a big old fat dick. And then the whole time saying, I'm straight. I'm good, man. We all do this all the time. It's part of my NDA. Got to do it.
Did Carrie marry left-handed or right-hand, Phil? I don't know who you are.
She don't know about much gangsta.
What the fuck? Carrie skis. That's why she sits in the middle. I don't know what you're talking about, left-handed or right-handed.
Carrie marry left-handed or right-hand, Phil? I don't know who you are.
She don't know about that.
Pretty sure he's right-handed. Or both. I don't know.
I'm ambidextrous.
He's a switch hitter. Ambidextrous is the word. Ambidextrous. Not ambidextrous. Ambidextrous. You're adding extra fucking letters in there that don't exist.
I don't know who you are.
She don't know about
Pretty sure
that.
he's
both-handed. Bro, he's both-handed.
Both. I don't know.
I'm ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous. Not a word.
I could throw a baseball.
It isn't Trious. Trious. It's Trous. Truss. Ambidextrous.
I was right-handed. I was a right-handed pitcher in baseball. I didn't learn my ambidextrous nature in terms of my left and right until after my baseball career. But I could.
Nobody fucking becomes ambidextrous as an adult. The fuck out of here.
In high school, grab a baseball and throw that thing 100 feet, 200 feet in the air with no problem with my right arm. And then I would pick it up with my left arm and throw it the same distance up in the air. Accurate, too. I just learned a little too late in life to take advantage of it.
How do you throw a ball up in the air accurate? Do you mean you hit the air? Yeah, when he's taking fucking glamour photos of his dick, he tugs his balls with both hands. I've seen that.
If I knew when I was a kid, I wish my parents had a better eye for that, because I really could have taken advantage of it in sports. But
you wish your parents would have figured it out by high school, you dumb fuck. You don't become it as an adult, so you're now admitting that you would have figured it out, motherfucker. What were your parents supposed to do? What the fuck were your parents supposed to do? Tape one hand behind your back and alternate every other day?
Who chased who, Phil or Carrie? Money is on Phil.
Go ahead, tell him.
I think that's pretty even, to be honest.
But
who chased who, Phil or Carrie? Money is on Phil.
Well, he's chased down everybody else he's been catfished by and sent them nudes and fucking ball tugging photos and shit, so.
I think that's pretty even, to be honest.
Carrie messaged me first, and then she had a really cute picture on Telegram at that time, and I commented on the picture, and then that was it, really.
The rest is history.
The rest of it is just both of us.
And I really wasn't following him at that time either, that much.
No.
If you weren't, there's no goddamn way you weren't following him and found him on Telegram. No one finds anybody on fucking Telegram that they're not following. Get the fuck out of here.
I think it was what live did you see? The PCAPS live.
It was PCAPS.
PCAPS, the Lindell thing, right?
Yeah.
So thank you, Mike Lindell. Do I personally have Zim bonds? No.
What is that?
It's a different currency. Guys, I'm telling you, I have silver and gold and real estate, and that's it. I don't have any other investments in anything. I've had investments in the past, which I've made a great deal of money on, but I
How long before Phil tries to set up some MLM based off investing in his real estate ventures, like Grant Cardone has? Where you basically, like, even if you're an unqualified investor, which means you don't have like $500,000 disposable income or whatever, or $50,000 set aside in the bank or whatever, there's certain risky investments that you have to be a qualified investor, which means you have to have so much money that just at least sits in the bank. Most of the time, you still pay all your bills and shit without ever touching it. But there's ways and loopholes around that. Grant Cardone has one where you and like fucking 10,000 other people all own 1/10,000th of an apartment building that he invests in, and it returns dividends or whatever to make money.
I don't have anything else. My kid's got Pokemon cards.
Yeah, he was dating God, what did they call her? Damn it, they called her something that had to do with like slut or whore or something in Florida. A city in Florida. I can't remember, but the Trampa. They called her Trampa. The girl from Florida. Then he was fucking Carrie at the same time, and apparently sending dick pics to a bunch of his audience while he was pissing himself drunk. He was pissing himself drunk in the floor every night and sending dick pics to. He's like, some of you guys may have got him.
Some of them are worth some bucks, but that's it. No dinar, no Zim, nothing. I had the opportunity to get some, but I looked at the upside of Zim and dinar and whatever else, and the upside of silver and gold, and I went with silver and gold. What is the truth behind the DC training going on? Martial law.
Martial, I got it.
Is your favorite of all the... I can't read that part.
Which of the homes is your favorite?
I don't know that's such a vague question. I don't know what you mean.
The two of you own and why?
That's a hard one.
That is a tough one.
It's a hard question.
What if you had to pick?
Hawaii.
I'd probably say Hawaii too.
That's my favorite.
Hawaii has a different energy out there, and we've said numerous times in talking to each other about this question, we've said, oh, well, we really like this one, or we really like the Italy one. And when we're there, we do really like them. But after we come back and like unwind and we look back on our experiences in each of the places, we always end up going back to Hawaii for some reason. Passports, will you still need passports or something like that? I just read. It's gonna be a different system, and I don't know exactly what.
I'm about to fucking, I don't know. I can't grift, I guess. I feel like I kind of missed that. I know a lot of people think like, oh, you'd feel bad, you wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Motherfucker, making enough money, I can sleep like a goddamn baby, like Derek Johnson over here. I'm about to start doing some other shit. These motherfuckers sitting on watching these motherfuckers lie day in and day out. And then making millions, owning houses in multiple countries. Like it's fucking. I'm gonna start doing something else. This doesn't even fucking pay my bills. Much less have success like these fucking pieces of shit.
You know, differences are going to be in the new system versus the current passport system, but you're not going to need the ones that you have, but you will need a replacement for the ones that you have. So there'll be like a trade out system for whatever they end up doing. Are you still giving Intel 6 months to a year out? No. But I would start looking back to the 6 months to a year ago and see how it lines up with where we are now. That should be something you should do.
Carrie, do you like being married to a VIP?
VIP. So far tonight, are you still giving Intel 6 months to a year out? No. But I would start looking back to the 6 months to a year ago and see how it lines up with where we are now. That should be something you should do.
Carrie, do you like being married to a VIP?
VIP. So far tonight, I'm gangsta and I'm a VIP. This is a great night for me.
That should be asked the other way. I'm the VIP.
That wasn't the question, though. That wasn't the question. The question was, how do you, Carrie, like being married to a VIP?
No, what does that stand for?
VIP. Stands for VIP.
I love it. I love it.
She loves being married to me. The VIP. You know, the gangsta.
He drives me insane, though.
Yes, I do.
90% of the time.
Absolutely right.
Oh my gosh, it's so fast.
Carrie, something about trolls. I think it said, how do you deal with the trolls?
I don't deal with them.
She don't deal with them. There's no dealing at all. She just completely like, they're not even there. Because all they say is just the stupid shit anyway. It's just not true. You know, it's just.
And so that one guy had my daughter's picture on it. That's nice.
Yeah, we took a little action on that one. That guy's in hot shit right now. It's funny. He just completely disappeared from Telegram. Photos went away and everything. Is that funny? It's real funny how weird things happen like that. Is Carrie cooking tomorrow? Photos went away and everything. Is that funny? It's real funny how it's just not true. You know, it's just.
And so that one guy had my daughter's picture on it. That's nice.
Yeah, we took a little action on that one. That guy's in hot shit right now. It's funny. He just completely disappeared from Telegram. Photos went away and everything. Is that funny? It's real funny how weird things happen like that. Is Carrie cooking tomorrow?
I already cooked.
We had our.
I don't think Carrie's even interested in suing these people because there's always counter lawsuits and shit like that, counter claims. It might end up costing her some money. I think that's what she's there for. That's what she's worried about. I think she could care less about even suing people. I think that's a Phil thing, and that's why he brought it up and added it to it.
Thanksgiving last week in Arizona, and this week my family's doing some stuff. So
I'll make a pie.
Yeah, we're making pies.
I'm not actually going to do that.
I'm making gravy.
I'm supposed to do it tonight, and I did not.
And you got all day tomorrow because it's late tomorrow. Oh, crap. How does the Supreme Court decision that the election was overturned play into or a part of what you shared about discovery and getting down to the Supreme Court? What I shared about the Supreme Court decision last July is exactly how that's going to get overturned, and the way that it gets introduced to the Supreme Court is going to be through the Trump indictments. And as I said earlier in the live tonight, the indictments are there to introduce it. And if you go back and you look at the Q post that said, how do you introduce evidence legally? This is it. So you have Q coming, to the forefront and telling you exactly how it was going to happen, and it's happening.
There you go. It's going to come through the Trump indictments. Sure it is.
Talk about this being JFK's 60-year anniversary and its importance to the Q timeline. Well, if you look at the end of the Q clock and you look at the date that falls on, it kind of matches up pretty well to the Kennedy timeline, does it not? Do you think that was intentional? Or do you think it was just coincidence? I think it might have been intentional. I think this Q group is a lot more advanced than anyone has known. And I think you're going to start to see that soon. Okay, a couple more. We're getting tired. I know I am anyway. I speak for myself and no one else. Phil, or do you think it's just coincidence? Let's talk about this being JFK's 60-year anniversary and its importance to the Q timeline. Well, if you look at the end of the Q clock and you look at the date that falls on, it kind of matches up pretty well to the Kennedy timeline, does it not? Do you think that was intentional? Or do you think it's just coincidence? I think it might have been intentional. I think this Q group is a lot more advanced than anyone has known. And I think you're going to start to see that soon. Okay, a couple more. We're getting tired. I know I am anyway. I speak for myself and no one else. Phil, how do you like being married to a VIP? Oh, they flipped it. Carrie is what I've been looking for my entire life. She's everything that can make me a better person in terms of a father, a husband, a friend.
Except when I'm on my honeymoon and I'm sending dick pics to some person I met less than fucking a week before that online.
She compliments me in every single way that I can possibly think of. And she impresses me, and I tell her all these things all the time, so this is nothing new for her here. But she impresses me a lot too because, you know, she came from very humble beginnings, and to get to where she is today and to have the characteristics and the traits and the personality that she has is very comforting and very important for anyone to have in their life. So
I love you.
She's my
very comforting and very important. She helps me spread my lies. That's it. She likes my money and my tiny dick.
Want to kiss for them?
Okay.
Okay.
That was sweet.
Will my channel be on Q streaming? Yes. I started the finalization of that just a few weeks ago, and then everything happened where I had some stuff to do, and you know we were in Italy for a little while, and then you got holidays coming up. So then channel be on Q streaming. Yes. Channel be on Q streaming.
Here we go.
Very
When's
important
this
for
channel
anyone to
coming?
have in their life. So
I love you.
she's my everything. Want to kiss for them?
Okay.
Okay.
That was sweet.
Will my channel be on Q streaming? Yes. I started the finalization of that just a few weeks ago, and then everything happened where I had some stuff to do, and you know we were in Italy for a little while, and then you got holidays coming up. So both them and I are, you know, just going back and forth now a little bit, but that'll be up. How many viewers viewing tonight? You know, I never started it.
So the answer is that will be up. Get the fuck out of here, you lying motherfucker.
Counter. I'm sorry, guys. I totally.
Was that his fake tears? Is that, I thought he was just wiping his fucking eyes. He faking
characteristics
tears
and the
now, too?
traits and the personality that she has is very comforting and very important for anyone to have in their life. So
I love you.
she's my everything. Want to kiss for them?
Okay.
Okay.
That was sweet.
Will my channel be on Q streaming? Yes. I started the finalization of that just a few weeks ago, and then everything happened where I had some stuff to do, and you know we were in Italy for a little while, and then you got holidays coming up. So both them and I are, you know, just going back and forth now a little bit, but that'll be up. How many viewers viewing tonight? You know, I never started the counter. I'm sorry, guys. I totally forgot about that. You know, another thing I didn't do? I didn't turn the stream to private.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He didn't start the counter. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, his counter doesn't work when she's sitting there. She'd go along with a lie anyways. She's so goddamn dumb. E-tool. One size OEF. GP. Pouch OEF. GP. Panel OEF GP. D-type hand GR. Entrenching tool helmet. Tactical assault. Pouch canteen. Insert. Assault pack. Helmet for ground troops. It looks like the soldier who like went off on fucking Biden and shit for stuff he was ordered to leave in Afghanistan and now he's being charged for it. Looks like he's fucking lying.
Stupid ass. What a dumb idiot.
That's hilarious.
It's not.
It is.
Gravy is in a can, Phil.
No.
Let me tell you something
He
about the
makes
gravy that I make.
Amazing gravy.
Portofino. I don't know what that means.
Who has better tattoos?
Who has better tattoos? Let me tell you something. I get told all the time that I do. People will see me and her standing together next to each other, and they'll
Show us your turtle.
say to me, nice tattoos, nice ink, where'd you get that done? And they'll say all that stuff, and she'll be standing there like, looking at me like,
There is no counter to start. He's running Streamlabs. It's in the corner of Streamlabs. I run Stream Elements. It's in the corner of Stream Elements.
Don't forget, I've had them for 20 years, and you just started. So
I don't think that matters. And that's also not what the question was. Okay, one more. One good one.
I cannot believe he stuck his leg straight up in the air that time and showed us that fucking turtle tattoo. I could watch that on loop. I think he had to leave social media for a little bit, Red Pill, which seems like a bad thing, but I don't think it is. Last time I talked to him, he was up for a promotion board and stuff, and I think that kind of had to do with some of him leaving social media by his own choice, but...
Trying to find a good one to end. Ooh, I like that one. Will the history of past cabal presidents be rewritten and published? So I don't want to say history will be rewritten because events already. So I don't want to say history will be rewritten because
What was the question? I missed it.
Ooh, I like that one. Will the history of past cabal presidents be rewritten and published? So I don't want to say history will be rewritten because events already happened. Like you can't say, well, 9/11 didn't happen anymore because Bush was cabal, so we're going to rewrite it and say that like that stuff already happened. People already know what they read and but what will take place is a intel dump, so to speak, on even presidents and congressmen and everybody that's been in government that's been corrupt and what they've done to assist the cabal throughout history. And I think that process is going to take a long time. I think we're going to have enough to talk about. I hope you guys don't think I'm going anywhere because after all this stuff completes, there's going to be so much stuff coming out about other topics that you don't even know about right now that
I gotta take my
I'm going to be able to sit here and talk about it on a live stream for hours. And I'm going to have unlimited content ideas. It's just going to be like pouring out of the sky and people are going to say, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about this. I'm going to have to do multiple shows a week. And it's not going to be on like Intel or current events. It's going to be on history. My show may take a turn into like what our real history was and start talking about that for a good period of time. So I think that would be awesome. I would enjoy that too because I love talking about.
Great teacher.
She said I'm a great teacher. The compliments are just coming down. I'm gangsta. I'm VIP. I'm an excellent teacher. I'm handsome. What was that other one? I'm smart. No, I knew that one. That one's still old news. Smart and grifter. There's another one right there. Grifter. Nice. Funny with a PH. I like it. Gifter. Modest. Definitely not. Actually, I am very modest. I just say these things because I think I'm funny. Dancer. Great dancer. Look at all these. I love. Look at this. My head's not going to fit through this doorway.
Definitely not a singer.
Oh, I'm a terrific. A lot of people tell me I'm a great singer.
I don't know who's.
I hit the high notes like Mariah.
Oh, here we go.
Got that bravado. That level of bravado, alto, bravado, pasado, Jorge Pasado. Good night, guys. Love you. I know that was a little silly of a Q&A, but I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. Love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll announce my next live sometime soon, and I'll put the Rumble thing up tomorrow, too. So, love you guys.
Thanksgiving.
Eat a lot of turkey and kabasi. I love kabasi. I can eat kabasi like the best of them. I just grab it out of the fridge raw, eat it right after, like a rabid dog.
What's kielbasi? The fuck is... I'm just an idiot. What is kielbasi? Like kielbasa? Is it said kielbasi? It's Kielbasa. Kielbasa. What is kielbasi? Yeah, she's starting to get the shakes over here. Watch him munch on this dick.
Love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll announce my next live sometime soon, and I'll put the Rumble thing up tomorrow, too. So, love you guys. Eat a lot of turkey and kabasi. I love kabasi. I can eat kabasi like the best of them. I just grab it out of the fridge raw, eat it right after. Like a rabid dog.
Somebody's got to clip that, dude. So he does it 3 goddamn times.
I'll put the Rumble thing up tomorrow, too. So, love you guys.
I grew up saying it that way, too. Maybe it's a thing, but I've never heard it. I mean, he's got an A on the end of it.
Eat a lot of turkey and kabasi. I love kabasi.
He's not even saying kielbasi. He's saying kabasi. Is kabasi something different? The fish. Surely that's not what he's saying, right? It's Turkish. Please somebody make a GIF out of this.
I can eat kibasi like the best of them. I just grab it out of the fridge raw, eat it right up like I'm a rabid dog.
Oh.
What the fuck? Did she just moan in the background?
Oh.
The fuck just happened with that ending? That was it. Him just munching down on some dude's fucking dick. And then she's like, oh! And he slams the desk. The fuck was that? I don't know. Fuck these people. I can't believe these people are still making fucking millions, dude. And the people trying to put the truth out about it are just fucked. Hell, I just
So a
doesn't even pay my fucking
journalist
bills.
posted this video of a U.S. Army.
Hold on for a second.
Was this American soldier charged money for equipment that he left in Afghanistan, or is this dip or deceptive imagery?
This is Ryan
First, I'm gonna
McBeth, for
show you
anybody
the
don't know. We did an interview with him a while back.
video. But note that this soldier is going to say the words flipple, although TikTok.
Kielbasa says like German sausage, right? It's not sausage like a sausage patty or links. It's more like a hot dog, like a sausage casing sausage.
Translates it as flip-a-lit. The word flipple is an acronym for Financial Liability Investigation of Property Loss. It's basically an investigation that allows the Army to establish or absolve blame for any kind of loss of equipment. So let's watch the video and then I'll break it apart.
Even if this was true, this probably has very little to do with the Biden administration. I mean, since the dawn of time, people have been fucking in arguments, disputes, debates, going back and forth with CIF, right? Every soldier that ever gets eyes issues to CIF, but
I want to holler, I want to scream, I want to yell, but it won't do any good. Today is gear turn-in day for me.
Now, Ryan McBeth is getting ready, Polish sausage, maybe? Ryan McBeth is getting ready to call this guy out as lying, and the journalist as calling it for not doing, like, due diligence. But if you don't think that Ryan McBeth, a former Marine, should be calling him out, he also offered, he said, if I'm wrong, I'll pay if I'm wrong and this guy's commander contacts me and said it was gear, left in Afghanistan, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it out of pocket. So he is calling him out, but he's also putting his money where his mouth is, at least.
Returning all the gear that I've collected over the last 4 years of being active duty with the Army, with the 82nd Airborne Division. 2 years ago, my unit deployed to Afghanistan for the Afghanistan withdrawal. We spent a few weeks over there. It was hectic, it was chaotic, it was disgusting.
You were only there for a few weeks and you lost all this shit, including training body armor?
And it made me very...
Why would you take training body armor to a combat zone? Not the real body armor you wear, training body armor. And how did you lose a fucking Kevlar, bro?
Disappointed in our government. Today, I'm reminded of how disappointed I am in our government. Go to turn in my gear. They want to charge me $500 to $1,000 for gear that I was ordered to leave in Afghanistan 2 years ago. Because as the last two birds were sitting on the tarmac, ready to leave, there wasn't any room for extra gear or extra weight. Therefore, we were told to leave it. Some lower enlisted dudes, including myself, were like, no, this stuff is expensive. I'm not leaving this. I'm going to get charged for this when it comes time to leave. Don't worry. We're going to catch you on the back end. We'll flipple it. No. It's time to get out of the Army, and they want to charge you for that. Meanwhile, we can continue to give millions of dollars to the Taliban. We can give billions of dollars to Ukraine. We can give billions of dollars to student debt relief. We can give a bunch of stupid stimulus checks. We can cut those to the American people. We can't cover $500 to $1,000.
I know that saying troops shouldn't have to pay for anything sounds good. The problem is there's a lot of shit bags that make it into the military. And if you didn't have a financial incentive to keep up with your gear, they would sell it and lose it constantly, and no one would ever be combat ready.
For a dude that left gear in Afghanistan, for a dude that left gear in a place that you put me to begin with. The government is so stinking backwards right now, man. This administration's last priority is the American people. And inside of the American people, their last priority is their soldiers, their Marines, their airmen, their Navy. It's so messed up, man. I thought today was going to be bittersweet getting out, but I'm just so happy to separate. I'm very, very excited to stop serving my government and just getting started serving my country. It's sad. Today is November.
All right, so here's
20th.
his
amount they want to hit me with.
bill receipt. And
service 3,000.
Large tank. Some of them's like fucking canteen pouch. Some of it's shit like I never fucking held on to. Never took to combat.
I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to swallow my pride for the sake of my family and post my Venmo in the comments. Thank you so much.
Okay, so a couple of things. All the documentation for the regulations I'm going to address are available for free at ryanmcbeth.substack.com.
You get to keep anything that touches your skin. Flipple is the investigation part of it. The loss prevention, whatever it stands for. But you get to keep anything that touches your skin. So all your uniforms, your t-shirts, your underwear, your socks, your boots, you get to keep all that. Anything that doesn't touch your skin, which is kind of weird because it includes like fucking sleeping bags and shit. I guess they sanitize them. Those go back. Your marshmallow suit, your polypros, you probably don't know what any of this shit is. You get to keep all that.
So if you're having trouble sleeping and want to read Army regulations, got them all there. Now, when you leave the Army, you have to turn in all of your gear to CIF, or Central Issuing Facility. Think of it like a one-stop shop for drawing and turning gear. And usually CIF turn-in is a nightmare because you have to clean everything, and if you're missing stuff, you're always missing something. Like I couldn't find my insect bar, which I thought was like some kind of repellent maybe that you put on your arms. No, it's a mosquito net. Army's got to have different names for everything, right? Anyway, this got some traction after it was posted on a Twitter channel called Libs of TikTok. And lib or libs is a slang for liberal in the United States, or someone who is left-wing politically. Now, depending on your political alignment, either Libs of TikTok is right-wing hate speech or low-hanging fruit humor. They basically make fun of people who post videos like this.
Well, that's why it makes you...
So we're not talking...
Okay. So like most things you can't afford. Let's say you lose a canteen pouch. It's like $8, right? Because the Army uses disabled people to manufacture their gear. The expensive shit, he lost a fucking Kevlar. A bulletproof fucking helmet. That's probably like $300 or $400 of his $1,000 bill or whatever. That's pretty fucking expensive. Obviously, weapons are expensive. Sensitive items are a huge fucking deal. But nobody's losing a sensitive item. Nobody would fucking leave there until they found it, like a radio and shit like that. But it's the only way to keep people honest. Like I literally had a drill sergeant when I was in training in field exercises. I had a drill sergeant that stole a pair of night vision goggles, tried to pin it on us, had us stuck out for a field training exercise for over 8 weeks, pushed our graduation back. We were only supposed to be there for two or 3 weeks. We were there for over 8 weeks looking for these goggles. Pushed our graduation back. We were threatened that none of us would graduate. We'd all get recycled. We'd all have to fucking start over. Like, we should have already graduated. He stole goggles and took them to the pawn shop and sold them. And had us all blamed with it because we were out there. We were the one we couldn't sign out sensitive items in boot camp, but we were the one using them. Like there's just people that are just steal that shit. It's the only way to keep them honest. There's just no other way to be like. So if you don't charge people for it, it's a shitty system, but it's the only system that works, I guess. If you don't charge people for it, what other option do you have to make sure that they get it back? I don't know any other option because people will sell it or people will lose it and they won't keep up with it or
heavy political analysis and theory here. We're talking.
We had a guy lean his gun up against one of the gun trucks. A driver leaned his gun up against one of the gun trucks when we were running a mission to take a piss behind like the tire or whatever. Left his gun fucking leaning up against the tire and ran over it when we all pulled out and shit. Thought about it, got it. I used to make fun of him saying he'd shoot his gun around the corner.
Talking about the conservative equivalent of posting liberal anti-gun memes like this. Nobody on either side really wants to change anyone's mind.
I don't think it's a good system. Obviously, like no one wants to be in a situation where they genuinely just lost something and it wasn't their fault. They weren't like irresponsible. They didn't sell it. They just generally lost something and it's going to cost them like $500. But I guess I don't know what other system to have in place. Because if we say, okay, well, you genuinely lost it, the next guy's just going to say the same thing. Like, I kept up with it, I had it, and then someone broke into my house maybe. I don't know. That guy's going to say this. All the shitbags are going to do the same thing. So it's kind of like, when you're in the military, the way you got to think about the military and its rules and its standards is you got to take the worst possible person that could ever get into the military because everything's the same across the board. You can't like look into like, oh, your employment history or your sick days or something and give special treatment of people. So you have everything's the same across the board. You have to look at the worst possible person that could get in, and you have to prevent them from doing things, and that applies to everybody. So like, just like if someone got in a motorcycle wreck in the fucking early 80s on base on a motorcycle. So now if you ride a motorcycle anywhere on post, you have to wear a fucking reflective vest the whole time you're riding it. So you have to make the rules for the worst of the worst, and then everybody else has to abide by them.
And earn internet points. Now, Libs of TikTok was started by Chaya Radchik, who is an Orthodox Jew and a former realtor. So as far as I can tell, she doesn't have any military experience. So I think in some ways she can be forgiven for not really understanding what she is seeing. Now, that being said, a number of new viewers are probably going to watch this, so allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ryan Macbeth. I'm a former heavy weapons and anti-tank platoon sergeant. I was also my company's acting first sergeant when mine was away, so I know a little bit about dealing with soldiers in lost gear. I retired after 20 years and became a software developer where I did C4 ISR, or command control communications, computers, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance software. Basically, I found bad guys using various intelligence and software methods, and I gave that information to my client who worked the kinetic side of the equation. Today, I do intelligence work for Velocity, a private intelligence company that serves both government and corporate clients. I also work in artificial intelligence for the Texas Aero Med Lab, where we're using AI to deliver whole blood to wounded soldiers via drone.
That's cool.
Now, about this particular soldier, this guy's a real deal. He's 82nd Airborne, which is America's premier contingency force. He is a paratrooper. He has been in combat, and his rank is specialist.
That's a combat. That's a CAB, combat action badge.
Specialist, by the way, is what you might consider a senior enlisted soldier.
I'm sorry, that's a CIB, a combat infantry badge, because he's specialized in infantry.
One rank below a sergeant.
Mine's a CAB.
And in the Army, a specialist has a kind of mythology about them. They say that sergeants are the backbone of the Army, but specialists are the ones who really run the Army behind the scenes. There are more specialists than any other rank.
E4 Mafia,
if you're
baby.
a specialist, you've been in for at least 3 to 4 years. You're one of those people who knows how to get things done. If you're a hard sergeant specialist who gets things done, you might be put in charge of a fire team of 4 soldiers. You might also be laterally promoted to corporal, which is a junior NCO rank that gets the same pay as a specialist, but with more responsibility. But then there's the other kind of specialist who specializes in not getting things done. That's the kind of soldier who knows the system, and if you put him in charge of a work detail to put away the chairs after promotion ceremony, he knows how to stretch a 30-minute job into a 4-hour job. There's also a term called Spec 4 Mafia, which operates unseen. These are specialists who shuffle work off to low-ranking privates and then take it easy for the rest of the day. So that's a specialist. Now, let's put this into context.
Today is gear turn-in day for me. Turn in all the gear that I've collected over the last 4 years of being active duty with the Army, with the 82nd Airborne Division.
So this soldier is clearing property. He's getting out, or ETSing, expiration terms of service. So let's continue with his video.
My unit deployed to Afghanistan for the Afghanistan withdrawal. We spent a few weeks over there. It was hectic, it was chaotic, it was disgusting, and it made me very disappointed in our government.
I just think some of the things on his receipt, I don't know what Ryan's going to say, other than he doesn't believe it. But I think some of the things on his receipt you would not take to a combat zone. I think he's just lying about those things.
Today, I'm reminded of how disappointed I am in our government.
So this kind of kisses the atmosphere of
training body armor. You're not taken to a... That's probably something you got once. They made you wear it on this weird fucking exercise, and you never wore it again. It's sat in the back of your closet, but you know you got to keep up with it because you got to turn it back in. But you're not taking it to a combat zone just for the sheer point of what if you fucking confused it for your actual body armor.
Making derogatory or disrespectful statements about political leaders. The military has what is essentially a rule book on how soldiers should behave. It's called UCMJ, or the Uniform Code of Military Justice. It covers everything from Article 114, dueling, yes, dueling is illegal in the Army, to Article 119, which is manslaughter, to Article 112, which is drunkenness. Now, Article 88 of the UCMJ states, any commissioned officer who uses contemptuous words against the President, the Vice President, Congress, the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of the Military Department, shall be punished as a court-martial may direct. But that just covers officers. This soldier's not an officer. He's an enlisted soldier. He's a specialist. However, Article 134 kind of a catch-all for soldiers who are doing anything that is prejudicial to good order and discipline. I don't think this rises to the occasion of Article 134 just yet. If I was this soldier's platoon sergeant, I would probably tell the soldier to take down the post. I would give the soldier a counseling statement, which is like being written up in the civilian world, and maybe make him write a 2-page essay on the Army social media policy. So at this point, this is fixable. But let's keep going.
Go to turn in my gear. They want to charge me $500 to $1,000 for gear that I was ordered to leave in Afghanistan 2 years ago. Because as the last 2 birds were sitting on the tarmac,
this only covers you.
There wasn't any room.
This only covers you while you're in, but technically officers never get out. An officer can always be recalled to the military.
Room for extra gear, extra weight. Therefore, we were told to leave it. Some lower enlisted dudes, including myself, were like, no, this stuff is expensive. I'm not leaving this. I'm going to get charged for this when it comes time to leave. Don't worry. We're going to catch you on the back end. We'll flipple it. No.
Okay, there's that term flipple that I mentioned at the beginning, although TikTok translated it as flipple it. The flipple, or financial liability investigation of property loss, is basically an investigation from the commander into the nature of how Army property was lost or damaged. You get a lot of gear in the Army, and you have to keep track of all of it. But if you lose something in combat, it's usually not that big of a deal. You have an investigating officer, and that soldier will make sure there was no negligence or misconduct, and then you're off the hook for that gear. Now, it is possible that some units mishandled the redeployment. I mean, absolutely, it's possible. If there's a change of command or the S1, the operations.
I don't know any generals that are like drunk at work.
Guy left, and you can't get a hold of them. That could be a problem. You know, we're gonna get that flipple, right? Oh yeah, I'm working on it, right? We've all heard that. But for now, let's keep going.
It's time to get out of the Army, and they want to charge you for that. Meanwhile, we can continue to give millions of dollars to the Taliban. We can give billions of dollars to Ukraine. We can give billions of dollars to student debt.
This is probably something that he shouldn't be commenting on.
Relief. We can give a bunch of stupid stimulus checks. We can cut those to the American people. But we can't cover $500 to $1,000 for a dude that left gear in Afghanistan, for a dude that left gear in a place that you put me to begin with.
So again, we're kissing the atmosphere of Article 134.
The government is so stinking backwards right now, man. This administration's last priority is the American people.
You know, I was able to save you right up until you said this administration. Now it's out of my hands. Now if some officer sees this, I can't protect you anymore.
Right.
So let's skip to the end where the soldier shows the sheet of missing items.
Today is November 20th. This is the amount they want to hit me with leaving service, $3,561.
So it looks like this is just one page. It looks like the soldier is missing his IFAC, or first aid kit. I think this is an entrenching tool, a magazine pouch.
It's definitely an E-tool. The IFAC, individual first aid kit, they can do some stuff to make that go away, but that's also a very, very, very commonly stolen item. You got chest decompression needles, you got nasopharyngeal tubes, you don't have morphine or drugs or anything. You got a lot of bandages, compression bandages. A lot of people have quick clot in there. There's a lot of valuable gear in there that is, if you're trained in it, especially this guy being infantry, that he might think, hell, you know, somebody might a car wreck I might come on, or I might need this if I go into the woods, or this is something that's commonly stolen. I've got mine.
And a salt pack, which is like a 3-day.
A salt pack is your backpack.
Like a small 3-day backpack. This might be insert individual utility, which organizes the contents of your first aid kit or IFAC, a canteen pouch, a tactical assault frame, another entrenching tool, a poncho.
How did he lose 2 entrenching tools?
And training body armor, which is designed.
Training body armor. That's fucking weird. How did he leave that in Afghanistan?
To replicate the.
And that's probably a very expensive thing. Decently expensive.
Weight of body armor and training. They're still ballistic plates, but when you go into combat or when you go in country, you get different plates. So that's where things kind of start to smell. Why would you have training body armor with you in Afghanistan? Typically, training plates go into a bin, and the real plates go into your gear before arriving in country. Now, the Army periodically does.
And they're even labeled training plates, right? They're usually expired or old. They're still ballistic plates. They're usually expired, old. I've even seen people that had some that are cracked. I don't know if they cracked them or it happened at a different time. But like, why would you have training plates in? You get your armor gets upgraded right before you go to combat. You get the newest fucking carrier, the newest fucking plates. You get everything, and it's all ready to go, good to go, all perfect, inspected. If there's anything wrong with it, because they know you're going to combat. You're not going to be running around the woods in the U.S., right, doing training exercises, going to the field. So like you get the high speed shit, especially being like infantry, or I was a scout, but we did the same thing. This is a layout. So oftentimes you'll have different layouts. It might be your platoon sergeant, your first sergeant, section sergeant, or whatever. He wants to make sure you got all your gear. You got everything everybody else has. You brought it all. You got it all. You got it before we go. You got it when we get there. You might do 5 of these in a week because people can't meet compliance. Or you might do 1 a month, but you do these pretty often. You lay out every goddamn thing you got. Somebody comes around and make sure you have 7 sets of pants, 7 fucking tops. You got your body armor, plates included. You got your side ballistic plates. You got your 2 canteens, 2 canteen covers, canteen cup, everything.
Layout. So that's where you lay out everything and have your sergeants go through every single piece of gear to make sure that the individual soldiers have it. And I'm not sure why this wasn't caught. I mean, I can see someone losing their entrenching tool, and then they do a layout, and the sergeant goes, "Hey, where's your E-tool?" "Oh, Roger, Sergeant, I gave that to Smitty, but he's on leave right now, but don't worry about it, I got it." So
training body armor is a weird one. This is not just to be assholes, even though it seems like if you're lower enlisted, it seems like they're just being assholes. Like, this is to honestly make sure everybody's got their gear, because what if someone went through the day before we're supposed to leave, and they went through to be issued new plates, and they didn't get them for some reason, or maybe they missed that day and they're sitting here with a set of training plates or expired plates or old plates.
But I think what we might have here is a guy who may very well have left his gear.
How do you know what to bring with you? So if you're back in garrison, like you're back at your base, you'll do a layout depending on your unit. So like if you're going to like a field training exercise, there'll be a packing list, and that'll be the layout for it. It's very rare you do a layout where you do like everything you've ever been given, right? But before you go to combat, there's definitely a packing list. And not only do you have to have everything, usually they'll leave it into smaller groups. So it might be like just the non-NCOs, like the lower enlisted or whatever. But they'll have you go through and be like, all right, come up with a plan. Everybody's got everything in the same spot. So not only do you have to have everything, but your bag goes at the top left of your bunk, you know, right beside the leg. Down below that's your body armor. Down below that's 2 canteens. Down below. So it's easier to check when someone comes through. They don't have to spend an hour going through your shit and be like, where did I see the canteen? Everything's dressed right. It means it matches, right? And you'll do a layout. And before you go to combat, it's super particular to make sure you got everything, make sure it's serviceable, make sure, you know, everything you're going to need when you get to combat, because it might be incredibly hard to, depending on where you're going and what you're doing, it might be incredibly hard to get something you forgot, or you did, you know, you missed that day and didn't get it, or something like that.
Gear in Afghanistan, and the commander did a flipple. But then he comes home and he loses more gear. And I think he's doing the most E4 mafia thing I've ever seen, and that's to blame the loss of his equipment on the president.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
So now this video.
Some of it, I could understand some of it, him being ordered, and there needs to be an investigation performed. Somebody needs to sign off on it. But training body armor is a big one, and why the fuck would he have that? What?
Video's gone viral. I think this soldier who thought that he was going to get out in a couple of days will probably be held back for a little bit, and he might be charged with Article 134 under the UCMJ. Now, if I'm 100% wrong and you see this specialist, have your commander reach out to me. If I'm wrong and your commander can prove it, I will pay the remaining balance if you didn't hit your goal of $4,000 in Venmo. As for libs of TikTok, it is understandable how someone who never served in the military could take a video.
So that's brave of him to say. If I'm wrong, you know, I'll pay the difference.
Like this at face value.
Or pay
if
whatever.
you enjoy libs of TikTok's humor, by all means, enjoy the humor. But I would not consider this to be a source of news. I would call this dip or deceptive imagery persuasion, even if Miss Rychik didn't intend to deceive. I am not a very political guy. Try dating in Washington, D.C., and you will get sick of politics pretty darn fast. I also work for Velocity, which is a private intelligence firm. Velocity is apolitical. We have to be, because I don't care if AOC or Matt Gaetz hired me. I'm going to give them the best assessment I can give with the tools that I have so they can make the best decisions. So if you're a private company and you are looking for intel assessment, let's say you want to expand into a new country.
It kind of depends, but you'll usually know months in advance.
Or you're taking a look at maybe purchasing another business.
Multiple months, maybe 6 months, maybe even longer. A lot of times you get like a warning order, which means like, hey, we're up on rotation, which means that as long as we keep deploying at the current rate, we're going to be deployed within the next fucking year and a half. That's probably longer towards like that 18 months thing. And then you'll get, all right, we got some orders. Looks like we're going to move out in February, and that's 6 months in advance. And then from that point forward, sometimes it's a year. From that point forward, your training changes, right? You're always geared towards, if we're at a time of war, you're always geared towards training. Like, let's say when we were at the war in Iraq, a lot of your training is geared towards like, if you're combat, like spotting IEDs and engage to fire and fucking all that shit. But if you get like 6 months, a year, and you're going to deploy, your training picks way the fuck up. You'll get extra assets like Op4, people to play the bad guys, and different cadre that come in and train you. You'll also get super, super specialized intel of like what's going on now. So like before, you might have done respond to IEDs, right? And it might be a Coke bottle, it might be a fucking disturbed ground, it might be whatever. But then you might get intel that's actually coming from the combat zone that they like to put IEDs in culverts, and they like to hide them by making them look like the bricks in the culvert. So your training will get highly specialized on how to approach a culvert, how to kick out the dismounts, how to inspect a culvert, how to test for HME, homemade explosives, it gets super, super fucking specialized. I got a 2-week notice to deployment, but that's because the unit that I was deploying with knew a year in advance, but I joined the unit right before they deployed.
Have Velocity take a look before you make your decision. And if you want to support the channel, head on over to Bunker Branding. You can even get a Texas Aero Med Lab t-shirt that I'm wearing right now.
He also did
all the money from the sale of these shirts goes to the Aero
Let's see this short. It's probably just a short version of this video, which
who was getting out, turning in all of his gear, was missing some.
So I'll tell you.
So a journalist posted this video of a U.S. Army soldier who was getting out, turning in all of his gear, was missing some, and owed $4,000 to the government for lost gear. And then he did the most E4 Mafia thing I've ever seen. He tried to blame the president. Sarah then says the word truth, but restricts replies so that she can't be corrected. Well, Sarah, I'm Ryan Macbeth. Let's party. I did a whole YouTube video about this. And you can find that video below. But one of the missing items was training body armor. And you wouldn't have those training plates in Afghanistan. They would be swapped out for deployment plates when you got on the plane. This is probably something you would only know.
Those plates, even in a training capacity, are probably worth a few $100s. I mean, they'll stop 7.62. They're ceramic fucking bulletproof plates. And it's also something you probably don't want to go missing often. Because somebody having military grade body armor and then wanting to do nefarious things is probably not great.
If you retired after 20 years as an infantry platoon sergeant, which I did. In fact, I was so confident that I was right in my video that I offered to pay the guy's bill if I was wrong. So please send this video to Sarah. Listen, if you want to do the journalism thing, you got to put in the work. I put in the work. You should too. So a journalist.
Talk about calling a motherfucker out. It does seem like maybe he's leaning hard on this story. I'm trying to find some more information on it. Everybody's like, "Oh, Biden did this. The government." It's a Jesus Christ. But again, CIF has been around since the military's been around, I would assume, and it's pretty bad. I want to see if anybody else has done anything on this story. I got to go. I got to take my iPhone charger, but I'm going to keep looking into this. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know if we got a donation or not, but if we did. Oh, yeah, we did. But thank you. It was from Red Pill. Oh, shit. Thank you very much. Tron fucking blows. Thank you very much. We just got a donation right there. Red Pill and Girlfriend sent a donation, and then Tron fucking blows. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to hop off here, guys. Mariah did send me a bunch of screenshots that I'm going to read later. And I'll be working on that. They're a bunch from Phildo's group and his fan group on Facebook. I should have time to go through them before, and I don't know what they are. But thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back on Twitch and everything tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with me. You know, we I guess because it was Phil related, we held over 200 people all the way to the end. So thank you guys. We're going to hop off here and see everybody tomorrow. Don't do anything that would get Ryan Macbeth after you. I'll say that much. That's what he does for a living, is fucking intelligence. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you around the next one. Have a good night. And replay will be up on YouTube tomorrow. See you guys.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have
He's opening up the back door.
people on this planet.
Look out.
And tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up.
The brown eye, not the one that winks, the one that stinks.
I think I started some shit.
It'd be blowing me kisses.
It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up.
Thanks, Fern. Good to see you.
And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a...
You know it, Miranda. Thank you, Tron, for the... that was a very large donation. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All these false fucking...
This is, I agree with Mariah. Scott Rogers is gross, but who could stop watching? No, that was from someone the other day. Where's the one? Is that it?
He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like...
Oh, no, it says, Mom and I wishing you and Mara happy anniversary. Lots of love to you both from Canada. We'd send more, but we don't get shipping for free. Yeah, I would absolutely protest the shipping thing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Climbing up 5.
Speak to me, oh toothless wander. That's right.
Get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think.
Thank you guys for the donations. I appreciate it.
Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing.
Oh, thank you, Tron. I didn't see you in the chat. I figured maybe your name was different on Kick, but thank you.
It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine, with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder.
Angry cops. Angry drill sergeant commented on it as well and says, there's a video going around, an 82nd Airborne soldier having to pay nearly $4,000 for his gear. He claims he had to leave it in Afghanistan during the withdrawal. As mad as I want to be at his chain of command, how did you not catch this earlier? Look at you, SPC specialist. So if this is true, which it doesn't seem like all those items could be true, especially 2 e-tools. You want to get 2 e-tools to go to anyways, or the training body armor. He should have been all on top of that the day one when he got back. The Army's real bad about people saying, yeah, I'll do it later. Yeah, I'll get on it. I won't forget. You got to stay on top of that shit day one, especially if it's about training or gear or something you were promised or something you were told.
Things are getting rocking.
Seems like 2 years go by and now he's trying to fight the battle. Maybe some of the stuff was left. There's no way it was all of that was Afghanistan stuff.
Copy on Cox came first, 9th and 2nd string, and they acting like they know hitters. Ass on stolen bullshit, sending bronze to the shitter. All this nonsense on my conscience.
Anyways, I'm out. See you guys.
Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches with all their secret meetings teaching all.
I didn't explain it. Just don't sign up for it. I'm trying to get Kick to fix mine. Don't sign up for 2-factor authentication on your Kick account. If it's like mine, when you go to log in and put your password in, it'll ask you for a 2FA code that they're supposed to email or text to you, and then they don't send it. They don't send it to me for like 4 days, so it's useless. It's expired. Hey guys.
You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
You don't have those guts because you're a pussy. You're a pussy where
TXL.